Your morning just got more interesting. Distilled and barrel-picked for your listening pleasure. Bo Bishop, a local sports media legend. What William T. Sherman was to the Union Army, he is to Northern College football. A husband, a father, and middling youth sports coach. He's friends with Central Ohio sporting royalty.
Talking to Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjorken. Coach Day walking on with us right now. Good to see you, buddy. Good buddy Austin Ward. My good buddy Tim May, the Tim May Show. The great Doug Lavery is joining us.
Hi, everybody. Tom Tiberi here.
Oh, Reese came in and he handed me papers.
Yeah,
and then he said, "You see that button? That's the only button you need to worry about. Don't touch. There's 8,000 buttons in front of me." Oh, I didn't know what he was talking about.
The one that says on.
We blew the budget on this imaging, and only two guys answered our ad on Craigslist. Ryan Baker and Eric Reeser. Act accordingly. You're now listening to Bishop and Friends.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years.
All right, let's do it live on a Tuesday edition of the program. Bo and the boys all back better than ever. Bake is here. Reese is here. And away we go, kids. Lots to get to. 20 Most Interesting continues today. We are in the Sooner State. Oklahoma Sooners will be the topic. I'm high on them. I was high on them this summer. We'll see if we still feel that way by the time we are done with that hour in the 10 o'clock hour. 11 o'clock hour, we will hit you with the real truth. Who names a starting quarterback first? Ryan Day or Kevin Stefanski? Dom's going to join at 11:30 today as well. We've got preseason all Big 10. We'll tell you where the Buckeyes are on that. We have an evaluation on Ohio State football that may or may not surprise, but I want to start with Reese going to Creed.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a year for me musically. Like in May, I got to see Alice Cooper, Metallica, and then in July, I get Creed and American Idol finalist Chris Daughtry.
So they were at the
Schottenstein Center
night,
Monday night or Sunday night.
Sunday night they were there. Daughtry was in a band at one point, wasn't he? Wasn't he the front? Didn't he have his own thing, or was it?
He
no,
still
it was
has his
Daughtry.
own thing. It's just Daughtry.
Just Daughtry.
He is Daughtry with others supporting cast.
My hunch would be, it's been a minute, but my hunch would be that I would know a lot more Creed songs than I think.
Yes.
Like
That's
upwards
true.
of like a dozen, do you think?
Yeah. I'd say you'd be familiar with, I think they might have done a dozen songs, maybe. You'd have been familiar with 8 or 9 of them. Mm-hmm. Because there were a couple that who had been listening to Creed for most of my life, was like, I don't remember this song. I don't know this song. But they played the hits.
Yeah. What's your encore? What's the end of the run?
I think... Because there were a couple encores. Like, Scott Stapp's a heck of an entertainer, and he milked it. He was also kind of, like, uncomfortably jacked.
Oh, he got all jacked up?
He got pretty...
Started lifting a little bit?
I don't want to say he got juiced, but he's pretty big.
Like
He's a pretty big dude. My Sacrifice was one of the 2 encores.
Okay.
And
what do they
crushed.
lead with? They hit you with higher? What's higher hit?
Later. A lot of their bigger songs they did later in the act, which didn't get out. I don't think we left the Schottenstein Center till midnight.
Oh, my gosh.
And they don't have to deal with the constraints like Kemba or Lower.com Field or Historic Crew Stadium have to deal with, where on a Sunday night you've got to be out and stop playing your music. Like, the shot can keep going. Like, Daughtry was on past 9:30, and I remember texting my girlfriend, like, this is going to be a late one.
We'll be here a while.
I appreciate Daughtry, filled in for Three Doors Down at the kind of the last minute, but you're the opener, man. I don't need your whole set.
Well, he probably headlined at some point, didn't he?
I'm sure a concert somewhere,
guy.
but
somewhere.
I didn't pay for Chris Daughtry.
No, you did not.
So he kept, and like every other song, he'd go, "You guys ready for Creed?" Like, yes,
we are.
It's 9:30. Let's get them now, please.
It's Sunday night.
I would love that if they could show up before 10.
It's a big summer for nostalgia. It feels like the tour of the millennium is Oasis. So like that's those are big. Have you seen the videos of that stuff that's been going on?
That's incredible.
Jardy was there.
Jardy was. He went to Wales.
Hey, we have to have him on. I want to talk to him because I know how long he's wanted. What Oasis means to him.
They hadn't played in 16 years.
Right. I think he was there opening night in Cardiff in Wales. I think he was, which was like an impossible ticket. And I think I thought I saw him and his brother were there. It's funny. It's led to NBC in the car the other night. We were driving back. It was actually Sunday. We were driving back from Cincinnati, and he started like humming Champagne Supernova. And I went, okay. It's all timeless, man. It's all. I guarantee you, if I put Higher On or one of the Creed hits on down there, they'd be all jacked up for it, and before long they'd be singing to it. So yeah, it's a big nostalgia summer. Bake, how was Florida, buddy?
It was everything that I thought it would be. It was a lot of good eats.
Did you do the Publix like I told you?
I actually did not, unfortunately.
Sad.
I know. It's bad. Bad move out of me, but I did not. But a lot of good eats, a lot of good drinks, and a lot of float time, and that was about it. Although I will say, this has always been my week to just get away and recharge. Mm-hmm. And I did that a lot, but I find myself now being part of a show every day. Like I was worried. Like I was like, How were our 20 most interesting guests? How did Luke Robinson do? I wonder what's going on in the show. Like, even though I wasn't, like, looking stuff up or anything, I did find myself, like, wanting to text you guys, like, hey, how's everything going?
Welcome to the business.
That's unhealthy.
It is, but I'm the same way. I'm the same way. It's, I mean, if you're on something and my wife sometimes will say, are you ever off? And no, not really. I mean, you try. What I do when I go away is I check in the morning, and then I check at night, and then I try to stay off throughout the day. That's usually the way that it goes. But inevitably, I mean, I remember one time I tried doing that over Memorial Day weekend, and I missed a text saying I got to go straight south from the condo to get back to old Columbus town because the football coach was being fired. So, like, those type of things can happen. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden you're doing on a Memorial Day, you're doing, some sort of 10 TV special about the firing of Jim Tressel. So like, who's now the lieutenant governor? Like, what the hell is going on? What a crazy thing to wrap your head around. But like, that's kind of like, those type of things can happen. So and really I find that when I am off, if I totally unplug, I have a lot of catching up to do. It almost seems overwhelming, where if I just get a little every day, then I feel like I'm up to speed.
And I had that, right? Because I got back, I didn't get like home till it was probably like 12:40 Saturday night by the time I got home, because I take the late flight back and all of that. And I had to be here working at 11 a.m. the next day doing the call-in show, which isn't too much, but then a Fan Sports Sunday with Matt Fontana after. So you do have to catch up a little bit. The one thing that keeps me from checking all day is I just leave my phone in the room on vacation. Like, very rarely does it ever leave the room. So I did see a few things, but not much. But, yeah, you do have to rush back. And like we talked about yesterday, Bo, after the show, I was looking at high school football schedules, trying to work on our Friday night schedule for our games this year. So it's nonstop from here on out.
It is.
Baker, I thought of you Saturday morning. This might actually have been like late Friday afternoon, realizing the lead that Scotty Scheffler was going into the weekend with at the Open. I'm like, well, that'll make it easy for them. You don't really have to pay any attention now. Pretty much done.
No reason to watch. Yeah. Yeah, this is... You've got you had it in the update, Reese. The everybody's veterans are all reporting, and the big news out of Cincinnati is, I don't know that that's shocking to anyone. Trey Hendrickson did kind of what everybody thought, and he posted a picture of himself driving in the state of Florida. And Shamar Stewart's not there either. And you'll hear from the Bengals brass coming up at 11:20. But it's on now. It is. I mean, you're in a situation where you have NFL camps are fully participatory today. You're going to have, up in Berea, I know tomorrow they're having their first training camp practice. It's not open to the public, but their first training camp practice is tomorrow. Their first one open to the public is Friday. And away you go. NBC's got reporting to practice next week. We're going to be at Buckeyes on Thursday and Friday next week, and then away you go. And then it's pedal to the metal. And the thing that's crazy about this, and I was listening to Urban, I heard a bite from Urban. I want to say it was on with Cowherd talking about Saban, and Cowherd asked him if he'd ever returned to college football, and Urban goes, no, and essentially said, look, lifestyle's just not conducive for this anymore, and Alabama's not the number one spending team, and so he can't outwork everybody. He can't do all the things that he used to be able to do. He doesn't have the advantages. It's about money. Now he's not going back. Now I could see him going to the NFL. Is what Urban said. And I could too, by the way. He's the same age as Belichick. If he there's no question. Like, could you see him coaching the Dallas Cowboys for a couple of years? Yeah, I could see that absolutely. But the part about that business now, the college football business, it is an up at dawn siege, and it's 24/7, 365. It never stops. I mean, I was thinking about this. Like, if Ohio State plays for another national championship, well, you're talking end of January again. Like, you played the Rose Bowl and you had 3 more games. It's like, it's just the season has gotten so long, and I think that's part of it. And it's on now. It's on now, and this is all the fun stuff. This is games and all of that stuff. And coming up later this afternoon, Tony Petitti's going to actually talk. What a miraculous thing! He's going to talk in front of a microphone with people asking him questions. So you're going to have that to look forward to much later in the afternoon. And then Ryan Day, Buckeye players available later this afternoon into the evening. We'll get into the issues I have with that coming up in about 15 minutes or so. We got your preseason all Big 10 guys. We'll tell you which Buckeyes made those lists. Go over what happened last night in the sports world as well. We're off and running on a Tuesday edition. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
Wake up with The Fan. Eat lunch with The Fan. Go to bed with The Fan. Dream about The Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Irish Adventure awaits at the Dublin Irish Festival August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food, and fun. Enjoy unique Irish experiences as you explore one of the top festivals in the U.S., drawing over 90,000 guests to Dublin, Ohio each year. Get your tickets at dublinirishfestival.org.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor The Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
At United Dairy Farmers, peach is our most popular ice cream. Although it's only here for a short time, we sell more of it than any other flavor. And once you taste it, you'll know why it wins the popularity contest. We make it from scratch by mixing in the juice from our hand-selected peaches and big chunks of fruit. That's what gives it that unique peachier flavor. And that might also explain why peach season at UDF doesn't last long. UDF Peach Ice Cream, made for you.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And for a limited time, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.49%, APR 6.52% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver, leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Austin and Berm are back with a new daily podcast, the ultimate OSU football insiders. You know, it's refreshing to have some smart people working here from time to time.
The Beat with Austin and Berm on the 10 TV Plus app.
Subscribe today.
AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio is your Medicaid plan for more benefits, more rewards, We know that good health means more than just seeing a doctor when you're sick. Eligible members can receive extras like home-delivered meals and family essentials, like baby carriers and kids' school supplies. Members can even earn rewards for playing mobile health trivia games. Learn more at AmeriHealthCaritasOH.com and call the Ohio Medicaid Consumer Hotline at 1-800-324-8680 to choose AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio.
Friday, July 25th is Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair. Visit the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, the Department of Insurance, and other state agency booths. Come learn about mental health resources available to you and to your family. Join us on Friday, July 25th for Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A nice summer day ahead with low humidity, even though temperatures will climb into the upper 80s. We'll see lots of sunshine, giving way to mostly clear skies tonight, with lows down into the 60s. The rain also stays away for your Wednesday as our highs get a little bit more up into the low 90s, but the sunshine dominates our weather. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
During this 10-second promo, Rothman will lose money gambling on something.
People like you come here and blow the family nest egg that built this town.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. The best hair on the air. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
It's your Uncle Bo here, proud to tell you about my friends at Diamond Cellar. And this is a good one because Diamond Cellar's wedding weekend is back. Mark your calendars, July 25th and 26th. Incredible offers you won't want to miss. Join them for buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, 10% off handcrafted custom bridal. They've had the guaranteed best prices for over 78 years, so choose a jeweler you can trust and go see them July 25th, 26th for their wedding weekend at Diamond Cellar, Sawmill Road, Easton Town Center. The renovations they've done at the two locations. I was just visiting my guy Daniel at the Easton location on Thursday. Place is unbelievable. Awesome. Great people. Tell them I sent you. They'll take care of you on all sides of things. We have all Big 10 preseason lists are out. Remember, the Big 10 meeting's happening in Las Vegas. More on that in about 12 minutes. But we do have the preseason all Big 10. 3 Buckeyes make the first team. Jeremiah Smith, of course. Max Clare, the tight end. For those of you who do not follow on the daily basis, this is the kid who played very well last year at Purdue, and he came over. He was kind of their big portal find. He came over, and so Clare's there at tight end. Sonny Styles at linebacker on the first team, and of course Caleb Downs, the consensus first team All-American, is a safety. Second teamers Carnell Tate and David Igbinosun. So just 6 Buckeyes on the first and second team.
So I understand.
Poor little Ohio State. I hope we can manage.
I understand too that Ohio State lost a lot. I think it's insane to me that in this there's not one Ohio State offensive lineman on the first or second team
or defensive lineman.
When has that ever happened? I mean, Carson Hensman has been pretty good. Luke Montgomery, when he got in there. Ethan Onyeonwa, I know he's coming from Rice, but he's got a lot of starts under his belt. That was shocking to me.
This is what the Big 10 does, though, Bake. This is what the Big 10 does. The Big 10 is an equal opportunity employer. We're all the same. There is no difference between Ohio State football and Rutgers football. They're all the same talent level of players. The coaching is the same at both places. It doesn't matter. Everybody's viewed the same. There's no difference between the Buckeyes and the Boilermakers. Don't you know that by now, Ben?
Yeah,
This
just
is what
remember.
the Big 10 does.
Urban Meyer never won Coach of the Year in the conference.
Neither did Tress. Did Ryan?
I don't think so.
Ryan has.
It hasn't been since what?
Did Earl Bruce win it?
Earl Bruce? Is that the last one? Can't
All
be.
Ohio State does is hire Hall of Fame coaches,
Despite
and none of them can win
them
coaches.
clearly being the best coaches in the league at their respective times. They were never given. So these things are fun. We were having this chat, this might have been a couple weeks ago, about Max Clare, because I don't think Ohio State's had an All-American tight end since like the 70s. And what it would take, because the 2 tight ends that were All-Americans last year were Fannin, that was drafted by the Browns out of Bowling Green, and then Tyler Warren. It's like, what would Max Clare have to do to become an All-American? Would maybe just get south of their numbers, but is that going to happen in an Ohio State offense that includes Jeremiah Smith?
I think it could. I think it could. I think they're going to, if the video game is any indication, he is a nice safety blanket in the video game. I'll tell you that.
I love the Claire transfer. That I think.
Yeah.
Ohio State has not had a tight end like him. I don't believe maybe ever. So I love that. By the way, Ryan Day was tied for Big Ten Coach of the Year in 2019.
Sure. Who was he tied with?
PJ Fleck. Guess
what PJ do that year?
They were 11-2. A heck of a year for Minnesota.
All right, fair enough.
The last time Ohio State had a Big Ten Coach of the Year, 40 years previous, Earl Bruce.
Earl got one in like 79?
1979.
All those Hall of Famers.
So whenever they do these kind of Big Ten things, I just go, okay, sure.
Okay,
That's
fine.
insane.
That is insane.
What are we doing?
This is wild. Yeah, so I'm on the list now. All right, so Cignetti last year, 2023 David Braun. Is he related to Lloyd Braun? He wins it with an 8-5 season at Northwestern. Harbaugh won. Oh my God, Harbaugh won in 2022. In the middle of Signgate, he goes 13-1 and he wins it. Mel Tucker in 2021. That one doesn't age well. Tom Allen, Indiana's had two in the last. Tom Allen won Big Ten Coach of the Year in 2020 when they went 6-2 in the COVID-shortened season and has been fired since. And they already have another Coach of the Year in Cignetti. we can't wait to give stuff to Indiana. Northwestern, Pat Fitzgerald in 18. Paul Christ won it back-to-back in 16 and 17. Minnesota's Jerry Kill. Here's old Jerry Kill won another one. 2014 with an 8-5 season. Look at all the Michigan guys. Brady Hoke won Big Ten Coach of the Year, 2011. Rich didn't win one? Rich Rod couldn't get one?
The difference in expectations has never been more evident than this list, right? Like Minnesota goes 8-5, let's throw a parade.
Yeah.
Ohio State goes 11-2. What? I mean, hot seat.
I mean, buddy, there's three different Minnesota coaches since 99 that have won Big Ten Coach of the Year. There's three different Northwestern coaches that have won Big Ten Coach of the Year. There's probably three different Iowa ones. Ronnie Zook in 07.
Not Iowa. You got Kirk Ferentz.
Oh, no, not Iowa. I meant Indiana. Yeah, Ferentz has won it a bunch. Gary Moeller a couple of times. Wild. There you go. Yeah, so, yeah, look, in terms of back to the Max Clare conversation a little bit, can he be it's hard to imagine like Ricky Dudley wasn't an All-American.
Ohio State sent really good tight ends to the NFL.
Yeah.
And they've been productive. And yet when you look back on it, they just haven't. And again, for the two that won it last year, Fannin was Bowling Green's offense. Tyler Warren was Penn State's offense for the most part. Like he even played quarterback some. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of the bar, and it just in seeing some of the earlier preseason, like the way too early, preseason All-Americans. It's like I think Max Clare is going to be a great addition to this Ohio State offense. I think he's going to be a wonderful security blanket for whichever quarterback comes out of that competition, having not had a serious college football start. I'm not talking about the Cotton Bowl. Yeah. He's going to be great for that quarterback. Man, considering everything else Ohio State's got and everything else Ohio State's going to try to get up to speed by, I would say, that November 1st game against Penn State, you're looking at a lot of mouths to feed.
I'm going to tell you this. This is probably the most curious I am to how Ohio State's going to go about the business of playing offense in a long time. Because I'm not
Everything's
sure what
new.
This is. It's all new. And you have a very nice running back room, but it's not two pros. Not yet. Maybe they'll become that. But, last year, you got Quinshon Judkins and you got Travion Henderson. You had two pros. The year before, you had Travion Henderson, pro. Like, you've had a run now from Zeke to J.K. to Travion where you've had pros at that position, and you can kind of lean on that a little bit. I think James Peoples could turn into that. C.J. Donaldson, maybe he could. We don't know. We just haven't seen it much. And I don't think that there's been a time where we've been both starting over. When's the last time we were kind of starting over at both in the entire backfield? Like all new. I mean, is that maybe Haskins? 17? I mean, it just doesn't happen very often where you're getting a reset in the whole backfield. So when we were having fun with this Big Ten Coach of the Year conversation, if Ohio State wins the Big Ten this year, Ryan Day better damn well win Big Ten Coach of the Year, because you're starting over in your entire backfield. You have an offensive line that, according to the people on Vote on This, don't have a single player who's a first-team or second-team All-Big Ten representative. You have a defense that has a total of 2, according to the people who vote on this, according to them, you have a total of 2 of the top 22 defensive players in the Big Ten. Only 2 of them are Buckeyes. If Ryan Day wins the Big Ten this year, Coach of the Year, done.
But Bo,
what more do you need?
Burt Bielema got Illinois to 11-2.
Look, no one will even notice the schedule.
I mean, Kurt Signetti gets them into the Holiday Bowl, and he's probably your front.
Give it to him. Yeah. No, so when they do talk later on this afternoon, when Ryan talks later on this afternoon, he's probably not going to give you too much in terms of what it's going to look like, and it's going to be a lot about the process being played out and all of that. But and if you got kids, or you hop on that video game and you go take a look at it, you go, all right, what are we going to be? And here's the thing that you look at, you go, I mean, they have Saiyan plugged in there right now, and you go, all right, well, this feels like a little bit of maybe what it was like with CJ year one, that whoever it is, whether it's him or Lincoln, whichever one wins it, it feels like they're going to, if Ohio State is going to have an all Big Ten winning type season, one of those quarterbacks has to be pretty damn good, because I think it's going to be on their shoulders. Now, your point guards, think, Steve Nash with the Suns when he won a couple of MVPs back to back. Your job is to get it to the people who can score. Your job is to get it to 4. Your job is to get it to 17. That's the gig. Get it to Max Clare. That's kind of the gig. But they better be great, because I don't know that there's not a proven run game to rely upon. So you're going to need one of those quarterbacks to be playmakers in a very, very big way. And starting next week, we'll start to get into the process of figuring out which one it's going to be. Speaking of the Buckeyes, they are in Las Vegas for Big Ten Media Days. What do you want to hear from Ryan Day? What do we want to hear from Tony Petitti, who my hunch is going to have a very awkward media session? We'll get to that in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance, and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
At United Dairy Farmers, Peach is our most popular ice cream. And once you taste it, you'll know why. Right now, get 2 48-ounce cartons of UDF Peach ice cream for $10. It's only here for a short time. UDF Peach ice cream, made for you.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, 18-count cartons of large grade A Kroger brand eggs are on sale for $2.99 with your digital coupon. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Nationwide Picnic with the Pops presents the pride of the Buckeyes, the Ohio State University Marching Band. Don your scarlet and gray and join the Columbus Symphony Orchestra for a night of fight songs, battle cries, fireworks, and more. July 25th and 26th at the Columbus Commons. Visit picnicwiththepops.com.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's up? What's up, man? What's up with you?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, here's what's up on a Tuesday edition of the program. Big Ten Media Days kicking off today in, wait for it, Las Vegas. And while I'm sure Austin and Berm are having the time of their lives and Steph's having the time of her lives, it's a great city to be in. Although this time of year, Get the MIT kids on it. What's my temperature? What's my my high today in Las Vegas, Nevada? Are we at the 112? Are we 108? Where are we at?
An excessive heat warning has been issued for Las Vegas, Nevada as of 36 minutes ago. You're going to be cracking 100 degrees today.
Oh, that's a dry heat, though. Hell, you could play Shadow Mountain if you want to.
Big 10, degrees. Baby.
That's nothing. This speaks to, and it's this is certainly one of your Uncle Bo's soapboxes here, kids. The we just don't get it part of the Big 10 conference. Okay, so 90% of the conversation around sports in this country, I don't think I'm overestimating that, comes from the East Coast. It emanates from the East Coast, right? That's where most of the sports conversation comes from, vast majority, especially with the shakeup at Fox Sports over the last month. Most of it comes from this part of the country. And your commissioner on a random Tuesday in July is not talking at 10 Eastern or even 11 Eastern. When's he, 2:30 today?
Yep, 2 o'clock Eastern. I think 11 Pacific.
Eastern. Yeah, 2 Eastern he's going to talk, okay? Ryan Day is going to talk today at 3:45, and we're going to bring that for you. We'll have it, right? Do you guys know when the players are talking?
They don't have they don't have a schedule, at least.
It's after 6.
Is that when they just put them in a room and open the doors and say, all right?
It's after 6 o'clock Eastern.
Table talk.
That they're talking. Yeah. Yeah. And is this a massive thing? For perception, it is. If you want people to talk about your league, it is. Like, there's no reason to be in Las Vegas. There's no reason to be there. I'm sure the beat is appreciative of it, although I'm sure their employers aren't because they have to pay for all of those airfare tickets out there and all the hotel stays out there and all of that. But the reality is, what are you doing there to begin with?
We'll do the real truth at 11 o'clock today as we shift 20 most interesting programs to 10 o'clock. But I'll just do an early one. The Big 10 in Las Vegas will announce their new sports betting partner this week. Is that the real truth?
Yeah. I mean, right?
Tinfoil hat Eric is like, that's why they're there, because they're going to unveil some big partnership that will see a windfall of cash to their
it's
partners.
In play. That's in play. Yeah.
I mean, the Big 10
they're also trying to act like they are a West Coast conference.
Well, and I think they're trying to appease to get those new fans, right? They want those West Coast fans to be all in the conference. I believe they're trying to do that. They're trying to help, make all that money and everything. But I just can't see the SEC, even though they're in Texas, having their meetings in Dallas or having them in Norman. Like, I don't see that happening. But I get what the Big 10 is trying to do with this. They're trying to go nationwide.
Yeah, even if the SEC did do it in Dallas, and I do think they did something in Dallas last year, welcoming Texas and Oklahoma. Maybe it wasn't their preseason. They had one of their meetings last year in Dallas, because I remember Paul was there. But that is still the southeastern part, sort of the United States, adjacent. Like Vegas, the Big Ten didn't even want 2 of the teams that are from the West Coast. They didn't want 3 of them. They basically wanted USC, and that's it. And then they took everybody else begrudgingly. They took Washington and Oregon at discount. They took UCLA because USC had to have one dance partner, so they took them. And now here we are spending our time on the West Coast. So you miss out on some stuff, and you miss out on people talking about your league. Here's the other thing, though, that maybe this will all work out just well for Petiti, because one thing that I got about 6 texts about this yesterday. Do you really think that the Big Ten doesn't want Michigan punished? Yeah, I do think that the Big Ten does not want Michigan punished. I didn't need Dan Wetzel's reporting, which we talked about yesterday, to confirm it. This is just simple math, guys. This is the business of it. And if you are Fox, CBS, NBC, you cannot have Michigan fall off a cliff. You can't. So while we all think they deserve proper punishment and we all are looking for a pound of flesh for what they did, the reality is that the Big Ten does not want that. The television partners absolutely don't want that. You're in the most backwards. You remember all of the praise that was given for this television package? Oh, it's an NFL model. It's an NFL model. And yeah, you're enriching everybody. And yes, you're on networks and all of that's positive. But nobody read the fine print on all of this. And so when all of a sudden you added 4 teams on the West Coast who can't play at noon, you basically need, with the company that's responsible for most of the enrichment of your conference, you need Ohio State, Michigan, those two programs, especially because Penn State's not on that level, you need them good to anchor noon. Whatever success Big Noon is, the addition of Portnoy, all of that, whatever it becomes this year, it doesn't work if Ohio State and Michigan aren't good. There's nobody else to fall back on.
Yeah,
it's a two-man show.
Maybe at the end of the year this year, you'll have an Illinois. But, yeah, I mean, it's Ohio State and Michigan. The Fox does not want Michigan punished at all.
No way.
I mean, the NCAA, after they beat Washington in the national championship, Michigan, the NCAA president, who's a politician, said that they won that game fair and square. And I think everybody took that to be, all right, they're not going to get anything that would be remotely close to justice, or they would anything close to a justifiable punishment, because the politician in Charlie Baker wants to just make everybody happy, and they want for this to go away. Similarly with the television executive that is Tony Petitti, the head of your conference. Now you're talking about games being called inventory and college football playoff appearances being called units relative to what kind of money is going to be returned to the conferences from those appearances. They want all of this to go away as much as possible. Like, they want it to neuralize everybody and just be like, Michigan did nothing wrong. It's fine. Don't worry about that. Think of the future.
How do you think Petitti handles it? Because now that this Wetzel story out and everybody on our beat knows that he went to bat for Michigan, how does he answer it? Does he answer it? Does he say, yeah, I did that? Because someone's going to say, did you write a letter? Someone worth of salt will ask Tony Petitti, did you write a letter recommending that Michigan receive no further punishment, as has been reported by Dan Wetzel of ESPN?
So someone will ask that, and I do believe he will say kind of what was being paraphrased in the letter, that they have received enough punishment. They're the head coach. They have received enough punishment, and nobody that was central to this sign stealing scheme is currently involved in the program. I think that's the point that they're going to hit on a lot, is that a lot of people involved with this are no longer there. The key, the principal antagonists here, gone.
The coach is gone. Connor Stallions is gone. Matt Weiss is gone. Everybody who was really involved is no longer there. So,
well, except Sharon.
Well, but he was just doing the right thing with those 52 text messages.
Is Ward Manuel still there?
And listen, they suspended Sharon 2 games this year. Whatever game he chooses, he can miss.
So if they don't want them to fall off a cliff, if the Big Ten gets its way, and I have no reason to believe that I've seen a lot of people say, well, the Big Ten, Jim Delaney went to bat for Ohio State after Tatgate, and the NCAA still bombed Ohio State. Totally different time and a totally different NCAA. You know what else Ohio State did during Tatgate? Ohio State's strategy was, yes, we did all of this. Please don't punish us too hard. That was in the old days when you would have a school try to... The whole point of it was get out in front of any punishment from the NCAA. Own up to it, and they'll go easier on you. Self-report. You guys remember this? Self-report. And Ohio State did this. They self-reported. You know who else did it? It was Penn State. Penn State self-reported. After that, everybody started to say, no. We didn't do anything. Carolina basketball, Kansas basketball, Miami football. We're good. Prove it. It all changed. And Michigan is the best example of we did nothing. Prove it. We have documentaries. We have all this stuff, and even in the sports washing of it with Stallions on Netflix, it's nonsense. It's not a lie if you believe it. It's just because he was so passionate. Harbaugh knew nothing, and the guy's standing 5 feet down the sideline from him. He knew nothing.
We had someone yesterday in the YouTube chat say that getting third-party film isn't illegal and that we all blew this out of proportion from the beginning anyway. Why, if it didn't help them at all, if you could just go get it normally, why were they doing it?
Of course. Why was he 5 feet from Harbaugh? Why did they know plays that had never been known before?
Why is he on the Central Michigan sideline?
Right. Come on. The real truth's there. It's all there. So someone's going to ask him those questions today, and I can't wait to hear how he answers it. So that'll be on during Rothman and Ice. That's 2 o'clock. I'm not sure if they'll take it or not, but certainly the highlights of that, I'm sure that they will discuss, because how he answers that. I mean, think about it. He's got to answer that. He's got to answer, why do you want the 4-4 versus 5-11? He's got to, I'm sure there's going to be people asking him about Big Noon and the brunt that is felt by Ohio State on that. He's got a big, he hasn't talked, man. He was on Clat. That's it, all year. So time to put your big boy pants on and let's see what his answers are to all this stuff, because there's a lot that needs answered. I'll tell you something. There is something happening in a collegiate sport that I did not see coming, and how it could impact your Columbus Blue Jackets. Coming up next. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we helped Chad.
Hi, I'm Chad. I've been taking the low T treatment at Tri-State Men's Health for a little under a year now. So I was really just struggling with finding the energy to accomplish the things I wanted to do every day. By the end of the workday, I was very drained and tired and found it hard to concentrate and get my job done, and was looking for something to kind of get that edge back. Once I started taking the treatment, I felt probably within the first 2 to 3 weeks more energy. And the thing that really I noticed right away was sleeping. Now I get a solid 8 hours. You know, I'm going on vacation. I'm enjoying myself. So men out there, if you're struggling with any of the symptoms I was, low energy, brain fog, lack of sleep, I would highly recommend you call Tri-State Men's Health. You won't regret it.
Thanks, Chad. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway and refresh the vibe with 69-cent large big gulp drinks. Get 69-cent large big gulp drinks at Speedway with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
Football in July, outstanding, and it's kicking off at the Pro Football Hall of Fame July 31st in Football Heaven in Canton, Ohio. And you can still grab tickets for the Hall of Fame game between the Lions and the Chargers. And then on August 2nd, 4 of the greatest of all time get immortalized in bronze at the Class of 25 enshrinement. And cap off the weekend Sunday with a concert for legends featuring Nickelback with special guest Mitchell Tenpenny. It's a gold jacket weekend. Visit ProFootballHof.com to learn more and get your tickets.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate you snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your significant other will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and of course, it stops your snoring. That's the point. It's quick, it's comfortable, and it's an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea. And he's helped countless patients breathe easier, sleep better, and live healthier, more energized lives. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Schedule your appointment now with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that's sleepbettercolumbus.com.
What does summer bring to mind? Lazy days by the pool? Hot dogs on the grill? How about large, sweaty men putting work in to defend their national title? Yes! Your summer home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Oh, I can't believe we blew a 5-touchdown lead.
Sure, but you got to feel like they were going to win for almost the entire game.
But I was about to buy playoff tickets.
So you were prepared for a good time. That's pretty nice.
It's the worst loss any team has ever had.
And you got to witness history.
Okay, we're done here.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the entire job, all from one partner. To get access to over 3 million products, including many products you won't find in our stores. It's time to get delivery on your schedule or next day on over 50,000 products. And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Bo knows many people. He talks to the interesting ones on this show. This is Bishop and Friends.
So this is, kind of where we mentioned this earlier this summer once we got the notification that it became official that the House settlement would pass and you'd be paying college athletes, primarily football players. And we got that press conference from Ross, which was incredibly enlightening. And one of the things he discussed was the sports that were going to get the money at Ohio State. And it was going to be football, it was going to be men's basketball, women's basketball, and women's volleyball. Those are going to be the 4 sports that were going to get the majority of that money. In fact, I think it was all of it, if I'm not mistaken. All of the money was going to go to those. And the one thing we said is, look, this is kind of simple. Each athletic department, it's complicated, but it's simple. Each athletic department is going to tell you which sports matter the most to them by who they give money to. And there's a little bit of strategy to it. And Bjork said, because the question was, well, why volleyball? And the answer was, well, in the conference we're in, women's volleyball is a really big deal. It's an important sport. And so we're going to throw money there. Conversely, in most of the southern cases of the SEC or even the ACC, it was men's baseball and women's softball are the 2 that are going to be supplemented because those sports matter a great deal there. I didn't see this part coming. Now, that is a little bit separate because the other part of this is, where's our NIL money going to go? So that's the part that's a little bit tricky there, is where does the NIL money go? So this is the part I didn't see coming. And that is college hockey, which has always been not too much different than even like college lacrosse and some of the other ones and even, I suppose, to a certain extent, college baseball, there are pockets of the country that it matters a great deal to. And the Frozen Four and the Bean Pot and all of those things that are the cool part of college hockey, but it is not something that's widespread. But what it has done now, and this is the part I didn't see coming, is it's become kind of a perfect port along the way to the much bigger port of the NHL. And the reason that this is happening is because of NIL and probably because of rev share. So a couple of things have happened in the last week in regard to the sport. Number 1 pick in the 2026 draft, expected to be a kid named Gavin McKenna, signed with Penn State. Now we go, wait, what? We got $750,000 to go play hockey at Penn State. That's more he's going to make anywhere else. Another kid, Porter Matrone, 6th overall by the Flyers this year. He signed with Michigan State. And then we get Caden Lindstrom. He signed Michigan State too, right, Beck?
Yes, correct. He'll be playing at Michigan State this coming season.
I didn't see this. I didn't see this coming. That college hockey in place. Now you say, well, Penn State, Michigan State, well, remember, Penn State, one of the biggest, probably their biggest booster, or certainly one of them, is Terry Pagula. So he owns what? The Sabres and the Bills. So if he wants hockey to be a big deal, I dream of genie it, and it's a big deal. Pretty sure he's the one that gave a lot. They have he's a big booster over there. He did the wrestling stuff with Sanderson. Pretty sure he built the new facilities there, his contributions. So at Michigan State, my hunch is that it's either Ishbia or Dan Gilbert, but someone has decided at Michigan State that we're going to throw a bunch of money at hockey. So the question becomes, is there a way for the NHL to almost park guys in the programs they want and use it to their benefit? And I'm thinking to myself, well, we have an NHL team and we have a college hockey team. Why not? Why not here?
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that kind of surprised people with Caden Lindstrom ending up at Michigan State, because when this first started getting talked about that maybe this could happen, well, how nice would it be to have him right up the road at Ohio State, where he can come here and be around our guys and all of this, especially coming off this back injury. He'll be close to our doctors, but East Lansing is a lot closer than Medicine Hat.
It is. Yeah. And I've been to Medicine Hat. You're right, it is.
The NIL part of this, I think, Bo, it's definitely a thing. But there's a couple other things in this where the NCAA changed their rule. It used to be these guys went to junior hockey at 16, and then they had to be there until they were 20 unless they made their NHL squad. But that's not the case anymore. Now you can go play 2 years of junior hockey, and then you can go play NCAA hockey. That didn't used to be the case. And if you're the Blue Jackets, do you want Caden Lindstrom dominating a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old, or do you want him playing against a 22-year-old?
No doubt.
Where he's playing a guy, a man, and the schedule is less. So you can have them do off-ice work, specialized stuff. They don't have to travel as much anymore. So there are a lot of pros and cons in this. And then like Jackson Smith, who they just drafted, who I believe is 17 right now, will be 18 when he plays at Penn State. If he has a great freshman season at Penn State, he can go then and sign his entry-level contract and I believe go play for Cleveland. That's not the case right now, at least with junior hockey, and I know they're looking at changing that, but if you were in junior hockey, unless you were going to your NHL club, you could not go to the AHL until you were 20.
Yeah.
I know the Lindstrom stuff started to come out around the time of the Stadium Series game, and we had Aaron Portzline on with us live on Lane Avenue, and I'd asked him, is this what's coming for college hockey? And, of course, as you see, yes, now, in fact, this is what it's going to be. And I think it works to everybody's benefit where you see a bunch of these guys, some of the top junior stars in the world, they matriculate to college hockey and they make it a better product. And then that better product can, to Baker's point, properly prepare them for what's going to happen in the NHL, play them against I'd say, play them against adults, keep them close to their respective clubs. I think there was some hope that Lindstrom was going to Ohio State, but I think Michigan State's NIL offer, and the Spartans have spent a ton of money on their hockey program relative to what's been done in the last year. But I think it makes it more competitive in college, which makes it a better place to learn, a place to grow up, especially in the States, and just be a more polished hockey player when you finally get to, if it's not Cleveland, then Columbus. And I mean mostly for Lindstrom, but a lot of these other guys that were mentioned, the path is better with what's happening right now in the sport.
Dude, so you're also going to get more well-rounded humans.
Yes. Prepared to do everything. Prepared to do life.
Just prepared for, this is a win for everybody. You're around your own people your own age. You're on a college campus. You get all of these things that comes with being a college athlete. And oh, by the way, now you're compensated richly. There would be nothing to me. I was thinking to myself, well, yeah, but does anybody at Ohio State care about writing NIL checks for hockey? Well, they may not, but the McConnell family could do it in a second. You could do it and just say, have it be your feeder place. Have your guys stay here.
Or the McConnell family has corporate sponsors.
Of course.
The Blue Jackets.
Of course.
Hey, guys, let's,
let's
scratch
keep
our
them
back,
right down
scratch
the road.
yours. Yeah, for sure. And listen, we talk about the Blue Jackets and this affecting them. It's affecting them big time this year because they've got 10 draft picks, prospects that are going to be on NCAA rosters this year. That's the most ever that the Blue Jackets have had. Just last year, they only had 4. I think Porty said 10 years ago, 3. So this is already affecting the Blue Jackets a lot, and it could, this seems to be the trend going forward.
It's going to make college hockey really cool because you're going to get a massive influx of talent. So it's basically a minor version of what the NFL gets, which is an NBA, which is a feeder program. And that part's going to be awful fun. 20 Most Interesting continues. We are in the Sooner State, a rough first year in the SEC, probably the hottest seat in the sport, but reason for optimism. We will get into them coming up next. 20 Most Interesting, the Oklahoma Sooners, Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station, The Fan.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.49%, APR 6.52% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
The sun is out and the savings are on at Coughlin Kia, Central Ohio's largest volume Kia dealer. Take up to $7,000 off MSRP on any new Kia EV in stock, or get up to $3,000 off MSRP plus 0% financing for 60 months. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
Largest Kia dealer based on current ground stock at all 4 Coughlin Kia locations. 0% for 60 months equals $1,667 per 1,000 finance. All manufacturer incentives to dealer. Prior sales excluded. Dealer financing required. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. Ends 7/31/25.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey friends, Beamer here, and dropping just 25 pounds with the Awaken 180 can actually give you 10 extra degrees of golf swing rotation. That's about a half a club longer, 6 to 10 extra yards on every swing, but from experience, lose 75 pounds like I did, and now we're talking next level distance, consistency, and even mood, especially on the back nine. And actually, every pound you drop takes 4 pounds of pressure off your knees. So I lost 300 pounds of pressure off of mine. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Hey, it's Anthony. I actually enjoy the off season. Gives me a chance to be really active, travel, be on the move. But when my back started giving me pain, I wasn't going to just deal with it this time. I went to the Good Feet store. Their personally fit arch supports got my feet into their ideal alignment, and I could already feel the difference in my back immediately. And they educated me. I had no clue we actually have several arches under our feet, and those cushy over-the-counter insoles were not going to do the trick. So many people suffering with pain can benefit from their system. People with pain in their feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, hips, and more. I've been wearing my personally fit arch supports for a while now, and they've given me the motivation and confidence to be as active as I want to be. The Good Feet store thrives on being solution-oriented. Go in. The fitting is free. They want you to try them in the store and feel them for yourself. So get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City and on Polaris Parkway. Or check them out at goodfeet.com.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. More than 25 NFL teams begin training camp today. The Bengals and Browns are among them. Rookies for both squads reported over the weekend. Cincinnati will be without defensive end Trey Hendrickson, who posted this morning that he's in Florida amid a contract dispute with the Bengals. First-rounder Shamar Stewart's also likely to hold out as both sides are apart over contract guarantees. In college football, Big 10 Media Days begin today at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Ohio State's Ryan Day will speak around 3:45 this afternoon. We'll carry his comments live on the Fan when he takes the podium. Coach Day will be joined in Vegas by Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, and Jeremiah Smith. In baseball, the Guardians beat the Orioles yesterday 10-5. Both teams are back at Progressive Field tonight at 6:40. The Reds dropped their opener to the Nationals, falling 10-8 last night in Washington. Game 2 of the series is tonight at 6:45. We'll have it for you following the Buckeye Show and breaking sports news when it happens, all on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Connect with the show on X at 971BFS. Jump in our YouTube chat or just send a raven. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, second hour on a Tuesday edition. Time for 20 most interesting, the Oklahoma Sooners. Hit it, fellas.
There are millions of college football teams around the world, but only a handful of them made our cut. Bishop and Friends present the 20 most interesting college football programs.
Listen, this has kind of been the off season at Texas, right? The reality is that if you're looking for the program of record in that part of the country, in the history of the sport, it is not the Texas Longhorns. It's the Oklahoma Sooners. They've got the national titles. They've got the Heismans. Their give a damn, my perception of their give a damn versus Texas fans give a damn is like 2-1. Like they're probably more aligned with like the Ohio State thinking. Anytime I talk to anybody down in Austin who's familiar with the Texas program, it usually hears like, yeah, they want to win, but at the same time, like, not that big a deal if they don't. Much more similar to probably Michigan, is kind of Texas's approach. For Oklahoma, that's what they have, man. This is it. It's Sooner football, and they've been doing it for a long time at a very, very high level. A lot of what I just said would probably also apply to another program that's in the vicinity of this one, that's from that region. When you talk about the national championships and the Heismans and the give a damn and the perhaps overinflated sense of its own worth in some instances, but also what is required. It sounds a lot like Nebraska to me. And when you heard that Oklahoma and Texas were going to the SEC, initially you say to yourself, okay, well, Texas should be fine. They continue to have a state to recruit from, the best or one of the best in the country. They get to play now in the same conference as the team that they probably hate the most in Texas A&M, so there's a benefit there. But what about Oklahoma? What happens to the Sooners? We know they have money. We know they have passion. We know they have history. But now they're the outpost. Now they're the Nebraska. They're the furthest away from the rest of the league. And with that, there's a toll. How do you build a program? What's your pipeline? Where are you recruiting? Can you still pull kids out of Texas to Oklahoma to be Sooners? Because you have to. This is one of the ways that they're kind of like Michigan in that Oklahoma's success historically has come a lot on the back of kids from the state of Texas. So can they continue to do that? They had a series of stability from Bob Stoops to Lincoln Riley that was completely shaken to its core when a coach had the audacity to rather coach somewhere else other than there. Imagine if that happened here. Imagine if Ryan Day at the end of a season said, yeah, I'm going to go coach USC. You don't leave Ohio State. You don't leave Ohio State. So why did Lincoln Riley leave Oklahoma? Well, probably because he saw the train coming down the tracks, and he knew how difficult it would be. They hired Venables, who's in year 4 from the Clemson staff, but previous to that, obviously, he was with Stoops. He's in his 4th season. He's 22-17. He's 12-4 in the league. By the way, that's only one season of SEC play. And so what did they do? Well, they went all in. They went bigly in the portal. They were incredibly aggressive. Their roster, when you look at it, is one that, to me, feels like could be a little bit undervalued, certainly from a betting purposes. Last we looked, I want to say it was 7.5 was what the over-under is. I'm not sure what it is now. That was it was probably in the middle of June when we looked and the odds here. The schedule, it's an SEC schedule, and they play Michigan out of conference, so it's a full day. But, man, this feels like a program coming off of a 2-6 debut in the SEC, lost to Navy in the Armed Forces Bowl, just 6-7 overall. This feels like Brent Venables needs to have a year on his hands, and if he doesn't, then what is the answer, and how active can they be to overcome some of their geographical shortcomings? And they are that. Anytime, and we've had, Jake and I have talked about this. We have him on. We've had guests on before on the Oklahoma side of things, very concerned about what does the future look like for a program that, quite honestly, is a Mount Rushmore program. They're there. They're one of the biggest 4-8 programs in the history of the sport. What does their future look like? And I don't have an answer for it. I don't know, but I know this season is critical to it.
No, I think the Venerables hire, when it was done, made total sense. Right, here was a guy that had coordinated a Clemson defense as good as any team in the last 20 years defensively, and he was going to bring that same thing to Norman. And then I think what was realized was, while he can coordinate, the recruiting and what you need to do to succeed in modern college football ain't there, and the quarterback play wasn't there. And I think that's what Lincoln Riley had, and that's what Bob Stoops had, and that's what that, with a bevy of other things, gave them success. Was because they were able to churn out Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks. I think they've got, 4 Heisman statues right outside of their Memorial Stadium. And then Venables, I don't think, wanted to embrace NIL in the transfer portal the way you needed to when he got to Norman, because that was when things were all over the place. Yeah. And I think the lack of, I think the time it's taken them to get kind of where they are now has hurt the last 3 seasons with Venables. And I also think there's still some sour grapes about Lincoln Riley. And probably forever they will be mad at Lincoln Riley for doing what he did and leaving the way he did. But
sorry, go ahead, Reese.
Well, I was just going to say, if the portal thing, and it's an ambitious portal plan, but it's ambitious for a lot of different teams. If it can work out this season with Oklahoma, then you can build off of that.
I think what you say about Venables and the NIL and the portal is not surprising, because look where he came from. And Dabo didn't want to adjust to it either. This Oklahoma team was decimated by guys that left when Lincoln Riley went away. Venables comes in, not the greatest first year. They went 10-3 their second year. And last year was not good for them at 6-7, but they were decimated by injuries on their offensive line. They were decimated by injuries with their wide receivers. And as you mentioned, the quarterback play was not great for them. I just think we forget this defense was a top 10 defense last year, though. And
they'll always be talented.
I think Venables, I think he can coach it. I think he just kind of went into a crazy situation. Last year, they had the 4th toughest schedule in the country thrown in there as well. So, Bo, I'm with you. I think they're in for a pretty decent bounce-back season this year. And I think Brent Venables is going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean, look, so Caleb Williams goes with Lincoln Riley to USC, so then they go get Dylan Gabriel, and Gabriel's great. He's great for 2 years. And then he was able to parlay that into the 1 year at Oregon where he was supreme. But that left them with Jackson Arnold. And they needed, who, by the way, was a 5-star, can't-miss guy.
A lot of people wanted him.
Yeah, he was one of those guys that that's the guy you get. That was the succession plan, right? You went Caleb Williams into Jackson Arnold, and Jackson Arnold, the combination of whether it was system or whatever, but, man, what was the game? They got boat raced at home early in the year. I can't remember who it was, but I remember watching the game, and they went to the true freshman, like in the middle of it. And he was,
I think that was the Tennessee game.
You're exactly right. It was Heupel's return. Yeah. You nailed it. It was Heupel's return, and he didn't get much consideration for the job, and Tennessee boat raced him.
And they switched to Michael Hawkins midway through.
That's it. I was watching that game when it happened, and Arnold couldn't get it going, and they needed Hawkins because he had some legs, and he gave him a little bit of juice, but then they never went back. So Hawkins heads up and down throughout the season, but they didn't rest on that. They went out and got John Mateer. And all of a sudden, he comes into the mix. coming off of a monster season at Washington State. Now he's in there as your starting quarterback in a schedule that is, look, you still got to go to Alabama. You get LSU at home to close the season. You're always going to play Texas, of course, in the Red River Shootout game, and you get Michigan out of conference. I think Michigan's going to be down this year, especially if they go with a true freshman quarterback, unless that kid's a supernova, which sometimes it happens. But earlier in the year, I like Oklahoma's chances there, and I think they're a decent value play to make the playoff. If Mateer can be what he was last year at Washington State, or in the vicinity of that, then they're more than fine, because as Bake pointed out, defensively they're very good. Here's what he did last year. They went 8-4 at Washington State, 65% completions, 3,200 yards, 29 touchdowns, 7 picks. Ran for another 826, by the way.
And he's got his offensive coordinator coming with him, so he's going to be used to that system and everything. So I don't know if Mateer's the answer there, but they've got two pretty good running backs because Jay Knott transferred in.
They got him too.
From Cal, and Javonte Barnes is back for them. So this may be an Oklahoma team that goes more old school and just tries to smash you in the mouth with the football and then play really good defense.
So they're going to host Michigan September 6th. That'll get 7:30. And there's a chance they go into the Red River, don't call it a shootout, 5-1, 4-1.
They should be
5-0 at best.
I mean, they're going to get Jackson Arnold back in town with Auburn on September 20th. There's no reason that they're not. They should be favored in that game.
Yeah,
they should be 5-0, 6. Really humming by the time they get to the Texas game. I really like them as their over number. I want to say it was 7.5 this summer when we gave it to you. I really like that. I think you got a chance here for Oklahoma to have a big bounce back. And then once that happens, then it can all happen. Then you start to get things rolling again. They outbid a lot of people for Jade Knott. That's a guy a lot of people wanted out of Cal, and they got him. Mateer's another one. A lot of people wanted him. They got him. So they're set up pretty well here for this thing. We'll see if they can have the bounce back that we all think. John Hoover's going to join us at the bottom of the hour on the Sooners. We'll hit the categories on Boomer Sooner. One of them, quite honestly, it's a pretty obnoxious song. You just kind of say the same thing.
Oh, no, it's obnoxious. You don't even have to put anything in front of it. That song drives me. It will drive you nuts coming up.
You give that to look forward to, which is nice. Bishop and Fred's right here on The Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony. I actually enjoy the off-season. Gives me a chance to be really active, travel, be on the move. But when my back started giving me pain, I wasn't going to just deal with it this time. I went to the Good Feet store. Their personally fit arch supports got my feet into their ideal alignment, and I could already feel the difference in my back immediately. And they educated me. I had no clue we actually have several arches under our feet, and those cushy over-the-counter insoles were not going to do the trick. So many people suffering with pain can benefit from their system. People with pain in their feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, hips, and more. I've been wearing my personally fit arch supports for a while now, and they've given me the motivation and confidence to be as active as I want to be. The Good Feet store thrives on being solution-oriented. Go in. The fitting is free. They want you to try them in the store and feel them for yourself. So get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City and on Polaris Parkway. Or check them out at goodfeet.com.
Make your next shopping trip a good deal better with the Meijer 7 for 7 sale. Pay just $1 each when you mix or match any 7 or more of over 1,000 participating items, like select varieties of Meijer frozen personal pizzas, extra large avocados, select varieties of Chobani Greek yogurt, and Meijer essential paper towels. Getting more for your money with the Meijer 7 for 7 sale. That's the save to bundle good life at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota of Columbus. Summer is the perfect time to gear up in a new truck from Germain Toyota of Columbus. Right now, drive home the 2025 Toyota Tundra with 1.99 APR for 72 months, or take command of the 2024 Toyota Tacoma, also just 1.99 APR for 72 months. Get power, performance, and unbeatable savings, all at Germain Toyota, located at 5711 Scarborough Boulevard on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road. Shop online anytime at germaintoyota.net.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. You'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash, at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
Columbus, the Blue Jackets schedule is out. And you can lock in your seats with ticket plans starting at just 11 games. Don't miss a moment of the action. Visit BlueJackets.com.
Do you feel that? The season is getting closer. Buckeye football comes your way in 39 days. Every game, every season. Proud to be your flagship home for Ohio State football. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The outdoor drama Tecumseh is back this summer. The drama, the history, and the spectacle make Tecumseh one of Ohio's most beloved traditions. Tecumseh has provided thrilling live entertainment for 50 years, and the outdoor theater at Sugarloaf Mountain will provide a safe and memorable experience for your entire family. Get tickets now at tecumsehdrama.com. This message is made possible in part by the Ohio Arts Council. Tecumseh, experience the drama.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A nice summer day ahead with low humidity, even though temperatures will climb into the upper 80s. We'll see lots of sunshine, giving way to mostly clear skies tonight, with lows down into the 60s. The rain also stays away for your Wednesday as our highs get a little bit more up into the low 90s, but the sunshine dominates our weather. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bobby Carpenter demands that you watch Morning Juice on YouTube. If you don't, Tito will move into your house.
Live at 6 a.m. on YouTube and streaming on the Fan app.
First Friday miracles are always better with Uncle Bo. This is Bishop and Friends.
Indeed it is, and as always, we are sponsored by our great friends at Diamond Cellar, your true jeweler for over 78 years. Time for the categories on Oklahoma. Isn't it just Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer
just
Sooner?
repeated
Forever,
yeah.
Right? I mean, that's it.
Well,
right
feels
there.
like it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Where were you guys? Did you guys do this when you were young? Like any of these like rivalry games, I would just pick one of them to like so that I had a rooting interest, even if I had none.
I was always Texas in this.
Yeah. Did you have one, Bake?
Yeah, I kind of always rooted for Texas as well. I don't know why. Or when I was younger, I just didn't really like Oklahoma for some reason.
Same. I was. It's the Longhorn on the helmet. I mean, it's just a hell of a look. You know, I think this game is beautiful, though. I love when these two teams play. This is a bucket list for me. I don't know. I just haven't been to it. I've done Cocktail Party, been to a lot of them. I just have not been to this game, and it's one of those ones I'd love to go to.
Outside of Ohio State, Michigan, is this the best uniform rivalry? Maybe UCLA, USC?
UCLA, USC is pretty good because they also go color versus color.
Oh,
this one looks really good, though.
I love color versus color.
Yeah, Ohio State, Michigan could do it. If they could
so could these two.
These two could do it, too.
Although most
yeah,
people
you're right.
love Texas is all white the most, but...
Yeah, this is a good one. It just looks like college football when you see it. You know, the Cotton Bowl, the giant corn dogs, the whole thing. It all works. All right, and by the way, these two programs in our formative years have been over 40 years, both of them have been right. Not many dips.
I remember
for these two.
Like my first hot sports take was 2003, and that Larry Fitzgerald should have won the Heisman over Jason White.
I think you had that right. I wasn't voting in those days, so and neither were you. So there was
Eli Manning and then Chris Perry out of Michigan were the other finalists.
Oh, geez, Chris Perry's a finalist. Wow. All right, NIL portal grade on Boomer Sooner. What do you got, Bake?
So this would be a C for me, but I think they got two really big fish in this portal, and Jaden Ott, and they got their quarterback in Mateer. So it bumps up to a B, but they lost a whole lot more than they brought in, and the quality of the guy they brought in probably isn't what you expect from Oklahoma, but they got those two guys, so it bumps it up.
Yeah, a solid B+. I do think, to Baker's point there, they didn't do the best job in roster retention, which I even want to say now with some of these programs is more important than guys you bring into the portal. It's having enough there to keep your talent, and defensively, the Sooners are loaded. So I'm going to give them the B+ on they had needs that were addressed, and there was good retention. Not great, but good.
Yeah, I think it's in that C+, B- range. They got the right guys. They got their quarterback. They got a tailback. Those are things that they really needed. There was some attrition. What's shocking to me is how poorly he's recruiting there. You look at, they're like 16 in 2025. Right now, they're down in the 30s in the 2026 cycle. This is a program that, like under Stoops, sometimes they have the number one recruiting class in the country. They had a class with Adrian Peterson and Rhett Bomar and Tommy Harris. It was just, they had the ability to do that there, and right now they're not quite as activated as I thought that they would be. But maybe that speaks to the challenges that they have going to the SEC that are real ones. Would Buddy Garrity want to run their collective grade? Go ahead, Big.
Well, you mentioned some of those challenges, which I think are a real negative, but you also mentioned they've got a lot of money. Oklahoma has a lot of money. They've got a lot of booster support, a lot of fans for behind it. I can't quite give it an A, but I will give it a B+.
Yeah, I went the same. And I wonder if, Buddy Garrity, instead of running it, he'd want to be like a Texas agent. And so, they'd make him in charge of it because he could funnel money through Buddy Garrity Motors or Automotive, and then he just he pockets all of it.
Can you imagine him palling around with Switzer?
That's the same person, right?
Come on, man. That's everything you've ever wanted, is that? Yeah, I think it's an A-. I think it's as close to Texas as he can get without being in Texas. So I think it's probably an A- for him. Campus life, social life, grade. I've not been to Norman. I know you have, Reese.
The football season's great.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a C+. You're not far from Oklahoma City, but yeah. I think I called it Flat Dayton a couple months ago.
I think you did.
So it's a C+.
So there's no part of me that wants to go to Norman other than to see an Oklahoma football game. Yeah. So I'm giving it a D.
It's funny. I heard both from our beat who went there when we played there, and then buddies of mine from Florida State who went, and both kind of left it's all right. Just not. I assume that all these places are great, and maybe this one is, but it most of the reporting I've gotten back from it is that it's slightly above average. So I'll go B-, C+ on that. Do they wear the right uniform grade, Bake?
Listen, I'm not going to lie. I don't love crimson and cream, but this is an A. Like you said, this is college football, and they haven't changed. They haven't wavered, and that's what I love the most.
Yeah, they're regular uniforms, like the crimson tops, white pants, white top, white pants, red helmet are good. They add the cream to their, it was cream and red they've done for some of their throwbacks. The Jumpman logo looks great on almost anything outside of a Michigan uniform. That you can throw in the trash. So they win with that. But the cream, do not have that on your uniforms.
So they had a Bud Wilkinson throwback one that they've worn through the years with a white lid, and I think they still have it this year. I'm actually okay with that because they wore that white lid when he was there, and they were winning a lot of those national titles before Switzer won a bunch of them. So I think all of that. I think it's an A. I'm with you. I don't if somebody said to me, this uniform is going to have two colors. It's going to have the name across the front. It's going to have an interlocking OU on the hat, and that's it. That's the list. And the colors are crimson and cream. It's not like you'd say, well, that's a home run. What the hell's even a Sooner? All of those things, right? But the reality is that, we're just so accustomed to it, and they haven't varied off of it forever, that it works. When you see it, It just looks like college football Saturday. It just does. So, yeah, I think it's probably an A-, if for nothing else, just from being consistent and being consistently good, because that's part of it too. Which player off their team would we want in scarlet and gray, Bake?
For me, it's Jay Knott. This is a guy.
Well, we've tried getting him.
he had a down year last year, right, at Cal, but his first 2 years, a combined 2,200 yards and 20 touchdowns. Is he better than James Peoples? I don't know. Is he better than C.J. Donaldson? I think so, but at least we know what this guy is, right? And we know he's a solid running back.
Yeah, Ott was the one for me. I also go with safety Peyton Bowen. He's getting a lot of love in first and early second-round mocks for the upcoming NFL draft, so I think he would be fun to have back there if you can, just boost that defensive backfield.
Him and Caleb next to each other would work out just fine. Yeah. I think we all have kind of the same thing, though, and it's quite honestly that they tried. They tried getting Jay Knott. So, yeah, he's probably the answer, and you'd feel not that we don't feel great about the running back room. We just haven't seen the running back room, and he's much more proven than who we have in it. All-time big man on campus at Oklahoma. They got a lot to choose from, Bake.
I was going to say, I know I missed a week last week, but this is by far the hardest one for me, and I can't even put Billy Sims in there because I never saw him play. This is the first time I considered a coach, possibly, because you've got a couple coaches that could be.
You got 3.
Big man on campus, but I'm going with Baker Mayfield. I just think so many people think he's one of the best college football players of the past 25, 30 years, and I tend to agree. What he did there at Oklahoma was pretty amazing.
It's in my lifetime, Baker. I mean, Kyler probably just played video games through most of his time in Norman. But Brian Bosworth had to rule that city when he was there. But I wasn't alive for it.
I was. I had a Brian Bosworth haircut. I remember going to Westgate Mall in Great Falls, Montana, and saying, "Can you do this?
Give me the boss."
Do you have pictures?
I think I do. I don't know if I have them here. I definitely do. And I had it. I had the boss. I had flat top, mop in the back, lines. I did it. I wasn't a good enough football player to do that in middle school to have that hairdo, but I guess I was elementary school, but I did. Look, you got Boz, you got the Selmans, you got Billy Sims, you got Adrian Peterson. But when I ask Oklahoma people this question, you know what they say? Baker Mayfield. And some of that could be recency bias. It's hard to argue anything against the Boz. But I think Baker's popularity down there, because of everything he did in the Texas game, wearing the gold hat, taking him to the precipice of a championship. You also have to remember they'd kind of fallen off the map a little bit with Stoops. And then Bake and Lincoln came there at the same time and popped right back up. So Baker, Boz, either one is a home run. Go ahead.
You know who's another great one that we haven't even mentioned? Roy Williams.
Oh, dude, yeah. His hit in the Texas
game. Him at Oklahoma, he was a dude.
Yeah, we didn't mention Sam Bradford. I mean, they've had a lot of Heismans, a lot of success, a lot of cool players. Now the big question is, can they win it all? Is this a playoff, a conference champ, respectable, or chump? What do you got, Bake?
So I am high on Oklahoma, but I am not as high as you, Bo. I think their ceiling is a conference championship game, but I think more likely this year they're respectable. They're like a 9-3 type team.
Well, the one thing about it, if they're a conference championship game, then they're probably a playoff in the SEC.
I think their ceiling's at large. Like they get one of those. Yeah. They get one of the at large bids.
That's kind of what I think. I think their ceiling is make the playoff, and maybe we're overestimating all of this. John Hoover's going to join us on the Sooners coming up in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
At United Dairy Farmers, Peach is our most popular ice cream. Although it's only here for a short time, we sell more of it than any other flavor. And once you taste it, you'll know why it wins the popularity contest. We make it from scratch by mixing in the juice from our hand-selected peaches and big chunks of fruit. That's what gives it that unique peachier flavor. And that might also explain why peach season at UDF doesn't last long. UDF Peach Ice Cream, made for you.
And we're back talking all things connectivity with Spectrum customers Kev and Melissa. So tell us, how long have you been with Spectrum and how important is a reliable internet connection?
We've been Spectrum customers since we moved 12 years ago. The first thing we did is sign up for Spectrum Internet.
You get a lease, you get Wi-Fi.
Yes,
immediately.
We need that. We had Spectrum Wi-Fi before our couch got here.
That's true. That's a true story.
I'll sleep on the floor, but I won't go to bed with no internet.
You heard it here. Switch to Spectrum now.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying ported. For well qualified, plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
After putting up with Tom Tiberi for a decade, the broadcast gods gave Bo these two. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, let's get smarter. 20 most interesting. The Oklahoma Sooners. For perspective, we had it on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. John Hoover joining us. Sooners on SI. Year one, buddy. Thank you so much for the time. Year one in the SEC is in the books. We embark on year two. Obviously, on the field probably wasn't what Sooner fans are used to, but how's it going so far as they head into year two?
Yeah, year two in the SEC going to be just as challenging for Oklahoma because the schedule is actually harder this year than it was last year. They've got the same SEC opponents, but a couple of them they switch around and play, at like Tuscaloosa this year. So that'll be interesting. That's an interesting angle for how Oklahoma, Brent Venables, in his fourth season, second in the SEC, is going to handle this thing. But he believes that the fact that they've got a new quarterback, okay, a two-star high school recruit, okay, in John Mateer, versus what they had last year, right? We're all in the recruiting bucket here, of a five-star recruit who couldn't throw the ball down the field or didn't want to throw the ball down the field, didn't trust his receivers. So now they're going to turn it over to John Mateer, who was absolutely fantastic last year at Washington State. He brings his offensive coordinator with him. I know that sounds a little backwards based on how they hired him. Ben Arbuckle, the offensive coordinator, came first and then brought Mateer with him from Washington State. But guy led the nation last year with 44 touchdowns, 44 total touchdowns. Actually rushed for more than, as a quarterback, rushed for more than 1,000 yards. You take away his sacks, and he was around 840-something. So he is an extremely dynamic player. But, again, you couch this with he played against what was essentially a Mountain West schedule last year as the Pac-12 dissolved. So there's a lot of hope and anticipation and even expectation, but there's also a lot of people around here who are saying, yeah, I've seen Brent Venables go 6-7 2 times now. I'm going to need to see it for real before I believe it.
John, from 30,000 feet, this feels like the hottest seat in college football. Does that meet reality?
Yeah, I think it's certainly one of them, and I think it got a little hotter recently in the last couple of weeks when the athletic director, Joe Castiglione, very, very close to Brent Venables. Venables was here for 13 years under Bob Stoops, and Stoops was hired. Joe Castiglione's first big hire back in 1998 was Bob Stoops. So Bob's first big hire was Brent Venables, as a defensive coordinator or co-defensive coordinator along with his brother. And so Brent has always had that kind of security blanket his first 4 years of, well, Joe C's not going to fire me. Castiglione, he's my guy. I'm his guy. He's not going to fire me. Well, now Castiglione goes into this season, and they've formed a search committee, and they've identified who's going to lead the search, and they're looking for a new athletic director. And I think this is going largely unsaid, but my suspicion is Joe's timing on his retirement He's like, you know what? I'm going to stick around and I'm going to help you guys find a new AD, and we'll finish some fundraising projects, and we'll get some building done and some construction. But yeah, eventually I'm going to retire very soon. He basically doesn't want to have to fire poor Brent Venables.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So
I do think it's extremely hot seat. Yeah.
These are some challenges. All right. So then the next thing I'm always curious about, and I ask this of all of the guests who are boots on the ground and the 20 most interesting, is, are we aligned the way that we need to be? Because this is now NIL. This is athletic department support. This is a Mount Rushmore program, for crying out loud. But you're an outpost now in the SEC. You're the furthest away from kind of the heartbeat of that conference. So I look at where they are in recruiting rankings. In the portal, it seems like they got the guys they wanted to get, but mass wasn't there the way it was in some places. Where are they off on the things that matter now? The business of college football. Is this thing as organized as it needs to be for Oklahoma to be what Oklahoma's always been?
Yeah, that's the real question for Oklahoma, and that's a great question because Oklahoma's been a little bit behind. Since the announcement came out back in 2021, Oklahoma's been, tooting its own horn a little bit, saying, hey, we're getting ready to join the SEC. Look at all this SEC. It's amazing. They've not really – they did start with when Lincoln Riley was here. Mm-hmm. They did start down that road, okay, in terms of we're going to hire a build-out staff. We're going to hire a functional staff, not just coaches, but, people who are in charge of facilities and fundraising. And so they started down that road, but then that quickly, when Lincoln left, they had to reassess. A couple of key guys left in their roles. A couple of key guys joined Lincoln Riley. And so for about 2 years, they were kind of sitting on their hands a little bit, saying what's going to happen next, how are we going to do under Venables. So the catching up that they had to do just to step into the SEC wasn't happening. Meanwhile, you go south of the Red River and you look at the Texas Longhorns, they're doing exactly the opposite. They're building out their staff, they're raising funds, they're establishing what NIL is going to look like. Oklahoma had like 4 NIL collectives going at the same time, competing with each other, and that's just not how it's done. And it never would have been how it's done. So what they've done is they've got, all their ducks in a row, NIL-wise especially. They've put together a plan, a strategic action plan. They hired last 2024 January. They hired their first general manager, who was an old, Curtis Lofton, former Pro Bowl linebacker, All-American linebacker. You can't turn that role over to a good old boy and your former player. So that lasted for just under about 9 months. They ended up going with bringing in Jim Nagy from the Senior Bowl. Jim is extremely well connected in the NFL and college football. They give him a white card and say, here, carte blanche, buddy. Build out your staff. And he's on, I think, 6 or 7 hires right now, where he's brought people in to begin the process of separating the NIL stuff, separating the recruiting stuff, separating all the personnel evaluation and scouting now. They're separating all that from the coaching staff. Okay, so the coaches still have input, but the coaches no longer have this, thing hanging over them where we have to go out and find our guys. That's what we have a staff of recruiters for. And, we'll see how it works. Jim Nagy was hired, I think, in February. So this is his first. He hasn't even experienced a full recruiting cycle yet, or a full transfer portal cycle either. So they're just like at the gate. They're just waiting for the race to start. In some terms. I mean, they're hustling, they're doing their work, but it just looks right now, 2025. It just looks Oklahoma football from, like you said, a 30,000-foot perspective. The staff, the build out, the preparation looks completely different from where they were in 2021.
Talking to John Hoover, Sooners on SI and the Brinding Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. On the field, defense looks pretty dang good. Is this as simple as far as John Mateer can take them? Maybe. They got Jaden Ott, running back from Cal, who 1,300 yards a couple of years ago, sprained his ankle last year, couldn't get going. But the offense is better. I was looking, Oklahoma, not only did they, I think they were out of 134 teams, I think they were 33 in yards per play.
Think about that.
Wow.
I'm sorry, not 33. 133. 133rd out of 134 teams. They were yards per play. Yards per pass was down. The quarterback, Jackson Arnold, got sacked 50 times last year. The previous school record for quarterback sacks was 39. So they shattered that record. The offensive line was in disarray. They lost their top 5 wide receivers to injuries, season-ending injuries, top 5 guys. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
So, you go to the transfer portal, you mine a bunch of group of 5 / FCS, even a Division II receiver this year. Everybody's back on the offensive line, but that's an offensive line that stunk last year. You look at the roster, compare it to last spring. You got something like 13 of the 15 guys have gained weight, have gained muscle, added mass. So they're bigger. They can move people a little better, maybe. That's what they're hoping. And then, like you said at the top, defense is really good. Defense is going to be very good. If the offense can stay healthy, if Mateer can lead, the offense, if he can do what he's supposed to do, which is be dynamic, I think Oklahoma might be a contender for 9, maybe even 10 wins. Mm-hmm. But I just think that's asking a lot. I really think that's asking a lot. I think it's probably going to be closer to 7. 8 would be a kind of a high side expectation, but 6 is a possibility as well.
All right, John, one of the things we always do with these programs is we do who's the all-time big man on campus, and usually it's relatively easy if it's Herschel Walker at Georgia or Bo Jackson at Auburn. I'm doing this with Oklahoma, and I'm going, I can go about 50 different ways. I'll ask you, who is the all-time big man on campus at Oklahoma?
All-time, it's going to be Leroy Selmon, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, right? He's one of 2 players in school history that's been inducted into both College Football Hall of Fame and Pro Football Hall of Fame, which, think about that, is pretty remarkable. 2 players from Oklahoma all time. So,
yeah.
But right now, contemporary times, it's another Tampa Bay Buccaneer. It's Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
If Leroy Selmon walked down one side of the campus and Baker Mayfield walked down the other, you can guess which one would draw a bigger crowd. So, yeah, it's Bake.
Well, I had him for a few years with the Browns. There's a lot to like about Bake and some of the way he goes about his business, especially when it's going good. All right, I'll get you out of here on this one. So the ceiling for you feels like they could sneak into the playoff, but 8 wins or more and we're sort of happy. Is that kind of where we're at from a mentality standpoint going in?
Oh man, the fan base is really divided on this. There are fans out there who think Venables is the long-term fix, and 8 wins would represent a significant step forward. And there's lots of other fans who say he is in over his head. He needs to be taken out now. He needs to be removed. He needs to be fired, retired, whatever. And they think that 5 wins is a possibility. So yeah, the safe bet, if you were to give me like a nice round target, like a lag putt, right? Get it up close. I'd say 6 to 8 would be in range for a 2 putt.
All right, well done, buddy. Appreciate you. Thanks for your time. Greatly appreciate it.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, there he goes, John Hoover, Sooners on SI on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. His voice resembled to me Pat Forty's to the point where did you guys hear that? He was awesome.
Now that you mentioned it, I heard a lot of Pat Forty there.
There's a lot of Pat Forty in that voice, and I mean that as a compliment because I think Pat's got one of the most distinct voices. That was really good. We'll do Thing or Not a Thing up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit to keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Our customers are wonderful to work with. They're intelligent. They've done their research. They like what they see. And that, I think, is the biggest reason why they come to us, because they know that they're going to get an excellent window, excellent installation, and excellent service. We're good at what we do.
Visit Rosati Windows and get 35% off all windows and doors by July 31st.
Common Man here for Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton. My guys at Germain are celebrating their biggest pre-owned sales event of the year. Tons of vehicles on the lot for you to choose from, and they're ready to deal. It's also the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event with rates as low as 2.99%. I was riding in my Lexus on one of our hot summer days, and I felt the crisp breeze of cold air on my cracky. Don't you want that for yourself? Of course you do. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
Open a money market account at Kemba Financial Credit Union and enjoy a 4.00% APY intro rate until April 2026, 6 times the national average. Maintain easy access to your funds and secure financial stability. Don't miss out. Offer expires July 31st, 2025. Visit Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. Advantage status and $5,000 minimum and $1 million maximum deposit required. APY equals annual percentage yield. Comparison based on FDIC average. Federally insured by NCUA.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger, and you can get started now by saving when you join today. We have all the best-in-class equipment you could ever need, and you can work out your way on your time at any convenient location near you. Most open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Offer ends July 31st.
See Home Club for details.
Morning Juice, real football talk. Just 2 guys who aren't afraid to say what needs to be said. And that's how she wrote.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Now streaming mornings on YouTube and 10 TV Plus. Attack and dominate.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. You'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash, at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Pull up a stool and ask the bartender for something neat because Uncle Bo is on the radio. This is Bishop and Friends.
This is fantastic tweeting out of Chris Johnson. Didn't Bomar get suspended working at Buddy's car lot? There's a certain segment of the population that's going to love that because Bomar was a 5-star number 1 quarterback in the country, started as a true freshman at OU, and then Bob Stoops bounced him because he was working at a donor's car lot, a major booster's car lot, and he kicked him off the team before his sophomore year. So that's how that worked out. But that's you're really in the weeds on that, but I appreciate it.
I mean, every booster story from the old Southwest Conference is like just straight out of a Buddy Gary.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's.
Yeah,
he's all of them, and they're all. It's all him.
It's so great. Time for I miss those days. A simpler time. Time for a little thing or not a thing. Hit it, fellas.
Thing or not a thing?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Arkansas wide receiver Monte Harrison is entering his sophomore year with the Razorbacks. He's a 6'3" wideout. He'll be turning 30 on August 10th. Harrison was 30.
Did you stutter or stammer? I thought you said 30.
I did. The big 3-0 for Monte Harrison on August 10th. He was a 4-star football recruit from Lee's Summit West in Missouri, but he was drafted by the Brewers back in 2014. He was the 50th overall selection in that draft. He was traded to the Marlins in a deal that sent Christian Yelich to Milwaukee. He had a few MLB stints with the Marlins, then with the Angels of Anaheim and Los Angeles back in 2022. As a freshman for Arkansas last season, Harrison saw action in 11 games. He played on special teams and had 2 catches for 29 yards as a wideout. Thing or not a thing?
How am I just now knowing about this? Where's our Arkansas bureau chief? We got to get a boots on the ground. You got a 30-year-old running around playing receiver after like a 10-year Major League Baseball career?
I feel like we talked about this when he committed to Arkansas.
Maybe
and how
you did. I don't have any point of reference on this.
This is the first time I heard of it.
Man. So I had just gotten to Tallahassee after Chris Wanke won the Heisman, and they finished runner-up to, ironically enough, to Oklahoma. And he was 29, I think, but he was on campus at Florida State for 3 years. It was pretty wild. It was pretty wild to have like someone who was in their late 20s, hanging out with 18-year-olds. I mean, just think of what you were in your late 20s, early 30s versus what you were at 18. Those two things aren't even resembling each other. So it's a weird dynamic, to say the least. But my hunch is we'll see more of this for dual sport athletes, especially with NIL. If you're good enough, there's value in doing this.
Is J.R. Smith still on the, Charlotte or NC State golf team?
It was in North Carolina A&T.
Okay.
I don't think he is. I think that I think he did it for maybe a year and then he was done. But he was on it, yeah.
He's on their roster for the 25-26 season.
J.R. is?
J.R. Smith is a fifth year.
He's still playing. Like, how many years of college golf has he played?
Good for him.
This is his 5th year. And it's so funny because I see like the photos of him on their roster. They use the same picture.
How do they keep him eligible?
What's eligibility anymore?
That's what I mean. Like, is he actually going to school for 5 years? He's going to college? Why would you want to do that if you're him?
Taking business classes?
Yeah.
When I was looking at the show sheet last night, when Reese first put it together and sent it to me, I saw this. The only thing I could think of, and I wanted to try and find it and put it on, was the movie Necessary Roughness.
It's great.
It's such a good movie.
So good.
Back in the day, but that's all I could think of is this guy's going to be 40 years old out there playing college football, living, the days of yesteryear.
A little Kathy Ireland is your punter or kicker. Was she kicker?
She was the place kicker.
Place kicker, yeah.
Goodness.
Yep.
The chief strategy officer for the NFLPA, J.C. Treader, is resigning from that post and withdrawn himself from consideration for the NFLPA's interim executive director position. The 34-year-old Treader told CBS Sports Sunday, quote, "Over the last couple of days, it has gotten very, very hard for my family, and that's something I can't deal with. So the short bullet points are, I have no interest in being executive director. I have no interest in being considered. I've let the executive committee know that. I'm also going to leave the NFLPA in the coming days because I don't have anything left to give the organization," end quote. Wow. Treader had been in the role since October of last year. Before that, he was the player president from 2020 to 2024. The executive director position became vacant last week after Lloyd Howell resigned over matters that included a controversial confidentiality agreement with the NFL and Howell's strip club expenses. Thing or not a thing?
This is a mess. This is a big mess. A lot of people thought JC would eventually be the president of the NFLPA. I know him pretty well. It's funny, during the last season of Game of Thrones, he would come on Cleveland Browns Daily with me and Zagura, and we would break down Game of Thrones for like 45 minutes with him. So I know him very well. He's brilliant, went to Cornell, and if he doesn't have an interest in doing this, that tells you how bad this has all gotten there. and it's brutal. It's the toughest union to ever be in front of because you're trying to represent such a wide dynamic of economic interests. It's a very difficult job.
Yeah, I think it's a big thing here because you're going to have a whole turnover here in the players union for the NFL. So it's a really big deal, and it's going to be interesting to see like what new ownership or what new leadership in the PA is going to want to do and how they're going to want to proceed.
Yeah, it does feel like that's the case.
The Cowboys were one of a handful of teams that began training camp yesterday, and Jerry Jones, their owner, president, and general manager, was asked about signing Micah Parsons. His answer wasn't great for Parsons, but it was also bad for a couple of other players. Here's Jera.
Just because we sign him doesn't mean we're going to have him. He was hurt 6 games last year. Seriously. We've signed, I remember signing a player for the highest paid at the position in the league, and he got knocked out 2/3 of the year, Dak Prescott. So there's a lot of things you can think about when you, just as the player does, when you're thinking about committing and guaranteeing money.
Thing or not a thing.
What an odd stray for Dak Prescott to take.
Sitting there minding his own business.
Right. Like, he can't. Yeah. I'll tell you one for the real truth. Will Jerry Jones will win another Super Bowl as the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. There's one for that because it's hard to find a roadmap for it. And yeah, I don't know. We talked about this at one point in the offseason. Like, you wonder if the Cowboys are actually interested in winning or if he just loves operating the most valuable sports entity on the planet. It's been a long time. It's 95, guys. Was the last time. It's 30 years.
I know this is just what Jerry does, but this is not the best way. Sure, all owners are worried about their players getting hurt and whatnot. And, yeah, it sucks when you sign Dak to a big deal and then he misses part of the season. But it's the game you've chosen to play here, right? And this is just not the best way to get contracts done ever, to take it to the media.
No. But he doesn't. I mean, he's available every Sunday. Isn't that something? Owner of the team.
38 minutes.
Crazy. Final hour on a Tuesday. We begin it with the real truth. Who's going to have a starting quarterback first, the Browns or the Buckeyes? Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
Matty Ice is currently bathing himself in creamy jalapeno dip. And I've officially run out of ways to tease this show. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life. And fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, I got the nicest Google review today. Dewey from Gahanna said, "We cannot believe we are able to get the Pella look and quality at the cost we did."
I got a review too. Listen to this. These windows were great. Oh boy, for about a year. Looks like I'll need to renew, in quotes for some reason, my windows way too soon. Repeat customer?
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
You found the one, now find the ring. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar.
On July 25th and 26th, Wedding Weekend is back with event-exclusive pricing for 2 days only. Celebrate with buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and 10% off handcrafted custom bridal. It's the perfect time to upgrade, personalize, or say yes for the first time. Join us July 25th and 26th on Selma Road or at Easton Town Center.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying forwarded. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound, that's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Big 10 football media days kick off 3 hours from now in Las Vegas. The conference will take over the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino for the next 3 days. Big 10 boss Tony Petitti will speak at 2 o'clock. Ohio State's Ryan Day will go around 3:45. You can hear Coach Day's comments live on the Fan when he takes the podium. Also on the docket Tuesday, Illinois, Indiana, Maryland, Nebraska, and Rutgers. In the NFL, more than 25 teams begin training camp today, including the Browns and the Bengals. Cincinnati's Trey Hendrickson says he's in Florida and will be a camp holdout amid a contract dispute. In baseball, the Guardians host the Orioles tonight at 6:40. Cleveland looks to make it 3 straight and get back to 500 on the season. As for the Reds, Cincinnati looks to halt a 2-game slide. Redlegs are at Washington tonight at 6:45. You can hear that game and breaking sports news when it happens, all on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Our top men are working on everything except this show.
We have top men working on it right now. Who? Top men.
You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Reese, you mentioned some of the Big Ten teams starting today. Buckeyes this afternoon with Ryan Day around 2. Is it, what is he, 2:45?
3:45.
3:45. Considering it's in Las Vegas, do you think that there is a program that is there that has no one there covering it? Like a true beat, like a beat person. I'm not talking about like, your own football staff, hype video stuff. I'm talking about boots on the ground, someone who's there every day that isn't there covering it.
I'd be surprised if like a Purdue writer was there, maybe just like the Athletics college football reporter.
Rutgers,
Purdue, Maryland.
Like who's? I mean,
they all have to have someone there, right?
I don't know.
Because are you counting local television affiliate sports anchor?
Yeah, because those aren't going to help you in Maryland. There's nobody in D.C. who's going to Vegas to cover the Terps. I mean, for old school media, it's like that's the Washington Post, the Baltimore Sun. That's the television stations. None of them are doing it. We're long past that. Your best chance is like one of these sites, like a recruiting site, or a lot of these fan sites. They've become kind of the powerhouses. So but is there a demand for every team in this league for that type of, hey, you got to be there, boots on the ground? Some of these places, it doesn't happen here because of the passion so crazy, but some of these places have guys who cover 2 schools. I think we have that. Isn't Billy Embody, who's great on SMU, and he does Ole Miss too.
Yeah, he joined you guys from Atlanta.
Yeah. So there's some of those ones that it's like, I'm curious, like, does UCLA have somebody over there?
Or just somebody from the LA Times covering both?
Right. I mean, they went as far as they make it as hard as possible. Does Northwestern have somebody there covering them? Other than somebody who's in the athletic department?
It's a great question, Bo. I can't believe that each team doesn't have at least one person there.
Yeah, I don't. It's a new day. It's an absolute new day. So, all right, time to hit the real truth.
Bishop and Friends present The Real Truth.
Sponsored by Diamond Cellar. Over 76 years of experience and guaranteed lowest prices on Sawmill Road or diamondcellar.com.
Ryan Day will name a starting quarterback before Kevin Stefanski. Is that the real truth?
All right, before I do this, I want to... I think neither one's coming soon. All right? So...
Which that's a good thing.
Yes. So the Browns' final preseason game, they host the Rams on August 23rd. So that's week 0, right, for college football. I don't think... Let me get the order of this. Which one did we have first? Ryan Day will. Yes, I think Ryan Day will name a starting quarterback. Honestly, this could be... I think Ryan will name it he will have a starting quarterback by the Texas game week.
So that would
publicly known.
Be that Monday?
So that would be his Monday presser. He'll have one then. He'll name the starter then. That would be my bet, is when he would name the starter. I don't know if Stefanski... I'm not sure if Stefanski will by then or not, because that's the Monday. Is the 23rd?
23rd would be that Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the 25th is the Monday.
The only thing is, if Stefanski doesn't name it, if he hasn't named it before that game, he's not going to name it after the game because he's going to want to look at the tape. So he's not going to name it after the game. So I'm going to say Stefanski's going to name first, but I think it's really close to a push. I think just barely. Browns will have a starter maybe going into that last preseason game, and I don't think you're going to get the Ryan Day notification until the game week Monday presser.
As good as this question is the better question, will the starter that gets named for both be the starter at the end of the year?
Barring injury, yes, for Ohio State. Real truth. Regardless of injury, no for the Browns.
Are we sure on Ohio State, though? Because I have a feeling we're going to see both play in that Texas game and both play in Grambling and OU, and then what if one just does better in game? My
bet is that Sayan is just the bet on Sayan. Just from everything I've heard. That's just my bet, that he'll win it and then he'll hold on to it, because my belief is he'll be that good.
So I get a feeling with our question, Ryan Day will name a starter first because he has to first, because their first game is before Cleveland's, and I think Ryan Day will have to name a starter and give that guy as many reps as possible first. So I think it's Ryan Day.
Agreed. But I also think maybe there's a chance that Monday you get Ryan Day speaking, and then maybe an hour or two later, Kevin Stefanski joins Cleveland Browns radio program and breaks that news then.
I'm trying to think just from a what would allow for Stefanski not... I think I have Ryan's path down. I'd be shocked if he does it before that Monday. There's no reason to, and my hunch is that he won't. So
He's been pretty consistent with that over the past couple of years, though, too.
Absolutely. It doesn't come right away. On the Browns side of it, it's just a matter of because Kenny Pickett's going to get every opportunity. So if he falls on his face in the first 2 weeks of camp, then I think they would pivot to Flacco almost immediately, provided they couldn't get Gabriel ready. That's my guess is how it's going to go in Cleveland, is what I just laid out. And then Shedeur is more the long-term play.
I really want to do a Cleveland Browns-related one, but I'll go with what's written on the sheet.
Go ahead. We got Bengals next. If you want, you can do Browns. I'll give you the real truth.
The Cleveland Browns will cut Shedeur Sanders.
Not the real truth. No. I think I've said this all along. I think that it's possible that they could have four. That they could have four, at least to start the year. I think it's possible that they could have four. And I think barring something off the field, injury, whatever, if one of those four isn't there, it'll be one of the two veterans. It won't be either of the rookies. I think both of the rookies are there for the full season, and I think both of them will start games there this year. But I think if it's not four, if it's three, then either Pickett or Flacco will be traded.
Yeah, I don't think that's the real truth. I think I think Shedeur and Dillon are definitely there all year. And I know, Bo, you say they want it to be Pickett. They're going to give him every opportunity. I just have no faith in what I've seen on an NFL field from Kenny Pickett. Mm-hmm. And I understand the Sam Darnold argument in all of that. I think if any of them get cut, it's Pickett. That's the guy that's gone to me.
He will get the first chance, and we'll see what he does with it. But to your point, Bake, do I think they could be nimble? Like if it's not going well, they're going to have they have training camp practices against the Carolina Panthers and then the Philadelphia Eagles. You want to know where you are as a football team? You're going to get a warm up with Carolina and then as big of a bite at the Big Apple as you could with Philly. If you don't have competent quarterback play out of Pickett in Carolina for those joint practices, I think they could go quickly and flip it. And is Gabriel ready, or do we go to Joe and when you use the rest of training camp as let's get the two rookies as ready as they can come later in the season? Because that's really what this season's about for them. It's about, do any of the three young guys, and I'm putting Pickett in that barrel, do any of those three young guys, can any of them be the future of the program? That's really the thing, is can they be? The crazy thing about Pickett is, you mentioned Darnold, even if it is Pickett and he has a Darnold year, I don't know how they could afford him. Like, I don't think they could give him $100 million because they're so compensated everywhere else. They're still paying Watson. So, like, even if Pickett was great, I don't know that he could be the long-term solution there. What they could probably do is trade him and try to recoup something back. That's probably their best case on that. Yeah, it's wild.
I saw something from the Browns this morning that was just everybody, their social media channels have the players coming into the buildings for the first day of training camp, and it's like year 4 for Kenny Pickett. And I was like, wow, it's already been 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Life comes at you fast, man.
But it's only been 4 years. It's only been 3 seasons for him. So,
Yeah. No, I'm with you. All right, you teased the Bengals. They're reporting today. It's more about who's not there than who is. And yesterday was Turtle Soup Day. God bless Cincinnati. We'll get to all of it coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Common Man here for Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton. My guys at Germain are celebrating their biggest pre-owned sales event of the year. Tons of vehicles on the lot for you to choose from, and they're ready to deal. It's also the Lexus Golden Opportunity sales event with rates as low as 2.99%. I was riding in my Lexus on one of our hot summer days, and I felt the crisp breeze of cold air on my cracky. Don't you want that for yourself? Of course you do. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. fresh for everyone.
Now's a great time to save on cherries. Fresh-picked red cherries are on sale for only $2.99 a pound with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Did you know their co-founders are Ohio natives? Well, you should. Window Nation has been replacing windows in the Columbus region for over 15 years. Not only does Window Nation know what windows work best for Ohio homeowners like you, they're also local to the area. And right now, you can take advantage of Window Nation's biggest sale of the year. Remember this number, 50% off. All window styles, all from Window Nation. 50% off plus 0 interest for 5 whole years. Yeah, I said that. 5 whole years, 2030. No interest on the windows from Window Nation. Plus, they'll install your new windows in 1 day or less. Get the windows you want for 50% off plus no interest until 2030. What are you waiting for? Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com today to get your free quote on replacement windows. Again, I can't stress this enough. You do not want to miss out on this deal. 866-90-NATION or windownation.com. And tell them T-Bone sent you.
Your bathroom's got to go, the vanity's decayed, and toilet's really old. The bathtub's giving way. If that's our us a ring, call morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait to get your bathroom right.
Call Baths R Us for your free estimate and enter to win our Christmas in July $12,500 bathroom remodel with an additional savings of up to $3,000 plus low to no monthly payments. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Colin, Man, and Timmy here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Timmy?
Yeah, we got a lot of fun things going on this month, like karaoke.
And crab legs.
No, not yet. Live bands. We've got food trucks in the outdoor valet area.
Crab legs.
Not yet. On select weekend days throughout the summer. Okay, now crab legs.
And all you can eat crab legs at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Join Penn Play Rewards and play up to $500 on us. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, crab legs.
Oh, yeah, we love crab legs.
Time for crab legs?
Okay, crab legs.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, ooh, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio is your Medicaid plan for more benefits, more rewards. We know that good health means more than just seeing a doctor when you're sick. Eligible members can receive extras like home-delivered meals and family essentials, like baby carriers and kids' school supplies. Members can even earn rewards for playing mobile health trivia games. Learn more at AmeriHealthCaritasOH.com and call the Ohio Medicaid Consumer Hotline at 1-800-324-8680 to choose AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio.
I love my public school. My teachers are awesome. And everyone who works here makes sure I have what I need to learn and be my best. My classmates and I need your support too. Please stand with the Ohio Education Association to ask for the fully funded public schools every kid deserves.
Ohio's public schools are the heart of our communities. They're safe, welcoming learning environments where everyone can thrive.
Because in Ohio, public education matters.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A nice summer day ahead with low humidity, even though temperatures will climb into the upper 80s. We'll see lots of sunshine, giving way to mostly clear skies tonight, with lows down into the 60s. The rain also stays away for your Wednesday as our highs get a little bit more up into the low 90s, but the sunshine dominates our weather. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. If you love a good pie analogy,
think of the cap as a pie. And once you take out one piece, there's less left for the next guy.
Then this is the radio show for you. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Would you say that is appropriately timed? Considering we're doing a little Bengals.
Good job out of you, Baker.
That is, yeah, that one works. We're always talking about pie when it comes to Cincinnati, aren't we? Because here's the deal. Duke Tobin and the football brain trust down there, including Mike Brown, have done a really good job of acquiring talent. They've drafted it. They've traded for it. They've signed it in free agency. And the problem with that is, at some point, you have to pay for that talent. And they have. to the absolute shock of me and probably most, they kept them all. They got Burrow done. They got Chase done. They got Higgins done. What's hanging over it is the Trey Hendrickson part. And all of the reporting that's being done here suggests that this comes down to the length of the contract that Hendrickson wants. That's what this comes down to, is that they can go on a short term. They can get him around 40 where he feels like he wants to be. He's not going to be more than Jamar. He's not going to be more than Miles, but could he be more than Max Crosby? Is that fair on a year-to-year? Perhaps. But what he wants is a longer-term deal. There are two separate things happening. There's the Hendrickson thing which is happening, which to me is not a thing. I do think it will get sorted out, and I do think that I'd be shocked if he's not there for the opener. And we'll hear from Duke and Mike on that in a second. The Shamar Stewart thing is much more complicated. And I think as we play some of this audio for you, you can hear the difference in the tone from Tobin and Mike Brown in regard to the two situations. One thing on the Stewart thing to remember, this happened. There are a ton of second-round picks who are not signed yet. And the reason for this is because what Houston did by giving guaranteed money to their second-round pick, that forced everybody else, every other agent who has a second-round pick, to say you need to hold out to get guaranteed money. And so that's what that comes down to, or guarantee the contract. And so with that happening, that's why Quinshon Judkins was unsigned at the time of incident. That's why Shamar Stewart is unsigned and not reporting to Bengals camp, because he's getting representation telling him you need to hold out for a guaranteed contract. So let's start with the man who made the famous pie comment. Here's owner Mike Brown, and let's start with his thoughts on the Shamar Stewart situation.
From our vantage point, it's a form of foolishness. It just ought to get done. There is no dispute over the money. It's just a dispute in his mind that I guess if he did something that really deserved punishment, that he would want the whole contract guaranteed. And we would want to say, well, it isn't guaranteed if you did something to that level. In that case, we would step in and take away the guarantee. Doesn't mean that we couldn't agree to pay it, but we wouldn't be forced to pay it. I don't want to pay somebody who hypothetically could be in jail for 4 years at this level of pay. And do I think any of that's going to happen? No. And that's why I use the word foolishness. It's, in my mind, at that level. We want to get it done. We want to get him in here and working. He's a good young guy, and he's someone we think will be important to our team this year.
Pretty direct and a pretty straight. And honestly, like we can make fun about the pie stuff. But this is one of those things where they're pretty dug in, and from their perspective, you can certainly understand why they are. It was Houston who kind of went out of the norm and guaranteed the full contract. That's not something that normally happens. And in terms of Shamar's a first round guy, so that's the part of that is that stipulation he says about the fully guaranteed no matter what. That's where those conversations are coming from. And here's Duke Tobin on it, and this kind of buttresses it as well in terms of really the advice Shamar Stewart is getting. That's the problem.
The negotiations, I won't get into all the details of it. I don't blame Shamar. He's listening to the advice that he's paying for. I don't understand the advice. I don't agree with it. I'm not the one paying for it. But that's where it is. If I thought we were treating him unfairly, it would be a different story. But we're treating him fairly with all the rest of the draft picks in this year's draft.
So ombudsman time, I screwed up on that. I got confused the issue with Quinshon Judkins and the seconds. That has to do with the fully guaranteed. That's the money that Houston screwed up with their second-round pick that has everybody in the second round waiting. Shamar's a first-rounder, of course, and what his conversations are about are the provisions for guaranteed no matter what, as Mike Brown outlined there. The Bengals are willing to give him the exact same thing they gave last year. They just don't want to take that next step. And he seems pretty dug in on it. Here's what we know about all of these things, and we'll get to their thoughts on Hendrickson as well. This is a team that's built to go win the Super Bowl. but they need to be able to have a pass rush because the rest of their defense is not great. They've got to have somebody up front who can create a play here or there to give them an advantage. And right now, the two best chances to do that are not in Cincinnati.
That's what makes this, for me, if I were a Bengals fan, so much more frustrating because they're just squabbling over. I mean, the Bengals haven't had the NFL. Bengals have had on their roster in the last 20 years some questionable characters. Shamar Stewart hasn't had anything questionable about his character. So for this, I kind of understand where his side's telling him, like, no, don't. This is an unnecessary thing. You don't want to be the guy that sets a precedent for this if they're doing this, or they're starting to do this for first-round picks. Like, I would also understand if they didn't want their client to be the guy the Bengals looked at and said, well, last couple of years our first-round picks did this, so you should be able to do it too. It's like, no, I'm not interested in doing that. I don't need your money right now. And it's worse for Cincinnati because Stewart's the guy they picked to replace the guy they're also monkeying with a contract about. Like, this whole thing is ridiculous because this is supposed to be what they're doing post-Trey Hendrickson. Like, if this was just a cornerback or if this was somebody else on their defense, I would still say, yeah, it's bad because of how bad your defense has been relative to how historically great your offense has been. But if this is the guy that's supposed to replace the guy who led the league in sacks last year, or at least one of those productive players, oh, yeah, your other defensive end retired. So they're digging their heels in on this is extra stupid because they need him to produce there because they don't have that, at least right now.
And he's the only first-rounder unsigned pick.
Only one, not at camp right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like from what Mike Brown said, there got things in there that, listen, if you get in trouble, if with the law we don't want this guaranteed, like, don't get in trouble with the law, right? Like, when I hear Mike Brown on this, I kind of feel like I'm more in the Bengals camp on this one now. But it also depends, like, do you have these for other people as well? Were these in other for... You know, and I'm not smart enough to know all that stuff about all the contracts, but the money is there. The money has to be what the money is. It's slotted. So, like, if this is the only thing, just don't get, like, why are you worried about getting in trouble with the law?
Right. Yeah. And from the Bengals' perspective, like, is it really that important? Like, just get the guy here, man.
He doesn't have a history of doing this.
No, you're right. There is nothing that would lead you to believe that he would. So it's like both of them are just staring at each other, kind of like the Spider-Man thing. Like, they both want the same things. Like, just acknowledge none of it's going to happen. Get him into camp. You need him to play. He needs to be in camp. The one thing about him is he's incredibly raw. Like, the production really isn't there at Texas A&M to justify where he's picked. It was based on his physical tools and gifts and all of those things. So the only way to get those where they need to be is to get him in camp. And to Reese's point, he's their only leverage. He is their leverage against the Hendrickson deal. So that's the other part of this.
I guess
really
he was.
Trey Hendrickson tweeted a picture of him driving in the state of Florida today as opposed to reporting. So that was his way of sticking it to him. I'm not worried about the Hendrickson thing at all. Mike Brown isn't either. Here's your owner on the optimism that they will get a deal done with Trey.
We aren't going to trade Trey. We're working to get Trey signed as we speak here. There are guys over in the office working to get that done. I think it'll get done. It is the way Trey can be. We like Trey as a person. He's a good guy. But when it comes to these negotiations, and we've been through a few of them with him, he pushes hard. He gets emotional. We never have an easy time of it, but there's one thing that is consistent. It always gets done, and I think this one will. But we'll see. I've been proven wrong before, but I am pretty confident that we'll get there at the end.
I think he's right. I think it'll be fine. I would be shocked. Like, do the real truth. Trey Hendrickson will be in uniform in Cleveland when the Bengals open the season. Yeah, I think that's the real.
I also think Shamar is going to get that done too.
Yeah.
Like, this is bad now. This is silly now. This is LOL. Look at the Bengals now.
Yeah.
But September 7th, I do think Stewart and Hendrickson will be in Cincinnati uniforms playing against the Browns.
7 weeks away.
I think the problem with that, though, is one thing that has plagued the Bengals is those fast starts.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, we can poo-poo preseason games and training camps and all of that all we want, but those things do matter in getting players ready to play week one. They may not matter at the end of the season, but they do matter, I believe, at the beginning of the season. And the one thing the Bengals couldn't afford again this year is a slow start. Now, will they have one or not? I don't know, but none of this helps.
None of it helps, and I agree with you on Stewart. I don't think it's a problem for Hendrickson. I think he'll be able to get himself right, but Stewart needs reps, lots of them, and he's missing out on valuable ones. We'll ask Dom if he's ever had turtle soup and what he makes of it coming up in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Dropping just 25 pounds with Awaken 180 can actually give you 10 extra degrees of golf swing rotation. Now, I'm not Bryson, a mad scientist, but that sounds good. It's about a half a club longer, 6 to 10 extra yards every swing. But from personal experience, lose 75 pounds like me, and it's next level distance. Way better consistency, energy, and mood, especially on the back nine. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with Awaken 180 degree weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Friday, July 25th is Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair. Visit the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, the Department of Insurance, and other state agency booths. Come learn about mental health resources available to you and to your family. Join us on Friday, July 25th for Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinder Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HinderMotorCompany.com.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Bishop and Friends present Tuesdays with Tiberi.
Have you ever had turtle soup?
No, but they serve it with the Bengals, and when I would go down there, everyone would go, "Hey, they're having turtle soup." I would count me out.
Why?
Do you eat it?
Of course I ate it. Only there. I've never even seen it anywhere else. And I'm sure it's on menus in New Orleans. But yeah, I went to that probably 4 or 5 times. And every time I was so excited. It's really like a Mad Men luncheon, isn't it? Because you get turtle soup, which is like an old school delicacy. And then it's like you can have a steak or chicken at like 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. I'll eat the steak. I'm not eating turtle. And there's restaurants here in Columbus that serve turtle. I'm not eating it.
Is it real turtle they use, or do they substitute it? Do you know?
What do you mean? If it's turtle soup, it's got to have turtle. What do you think? They're putting frog? What are they putting, frogs?
Maybe there's more of them. There was an Endangered Species Act that made it so that it was, you're not supposed to be able to do the turtle as much, is the way I understand it, but I don't know. So I don't know if Mike Brown's is real turtle soup or if it's just like beef with barley substituting as turtle soup. It's damn good.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm not, and my father-in-law, God rest his soul, used to eat turtle soup, and he would tell me, there's 5 different kinds of meat in a turtle. I don't care. I don't need. Have you turtle? Oh my! I can't imagine. I can't eat that.
Good. What is your favorite soup?
My favorite? I got a couple. I love wedding soup, Italian wedding soup with the little meatballs, and I do enjoy chili. Is chili considered soup?
I think it is.
Yeah,
I love chili. I mean, it's similar consistency.
I mean, I love chili. What's your favorite? You're telling me turtle's your favorite?
No. I'm not. I love all soups. I mean, I'm not. I think they're all great. I'm a big soup guy. So if you got a soup in front of me, in fact, this Saturday we were at a youth lacrosse tournament outside of Cincinnati, and at an Italian chain restaurant of a decent standing. All I wanted was a bowl of soup, and I ordered it online. They said it'd be ready in a half hour, and I got there, and I was waiting a while. Then I went in, and this is what I told the person at the front. I said, look, I just bought 2 bowls of soup from this fine establishment. Is there any way I can get it? And Dami, what they told me was, well, it'll be on the shelf there, and there's nothing on the shelf, so it's not ready. I said, I understand that. But my hunch is you just have a big vat of this soup, and you could just ladle one into a bowl, and I could just take it since I paid for it and already tipped. You know what they said to me? We make every bowl of soup from scratch.
Well, how good can that be? It takes a while to cook and simmer.
Of course.
I mean, my gosh, what kind of soup was it?
It was like a mama's chicken noodle. It was delicious. It was delicious, like an Italian chicken noodle. It was delicious, but it was like...
You'd think if you're a restaurant and you're selling soup, you would have a vat of it.
I don't... You've made soup. I've made soup. You can't do it in 20 minutes.
No, you got to let it cook a while. I mean, my gosh, especially if it's chicken noodle. If you do it right, you get the chicken bones, and it really... Yeah, I mean, you throw the whole chicken in there and cook it down.
What would you have said to her if it was you? And she said that to you.
I'd say, go open the can of Campbell's while I'm young.
Well,
there's no way you're making a bowl of soup in 20 minutes. What are you doing?
What are we talking about?
I call BS. That's what I
think
call.
that's right. Did you consider? What do you think of the Big Ten taking their traveling circus to Las Vegas today?
I think it's silly, but I mean that's what they're doing. I think it's like. Here we'll throw an olive branch to, the West Coast Big Ten teams now, which seems so weird that we have. Here's the bottom line, too. I was told that there was a scheduling conflict maybe at Lucas Oil Stadium where they've done it in Indianapolis, but I think this is look on the grand scale of silly things that the Big Ten does. That's one of them. The other one now is if we're going to 16-10 playoff, the Big Ten championship's got to go away. And if I'm the players, I'm not playing in it. Why would you play in that?
Why would Ryan Day want his team to play in it?
All you do, first of all, and that goes back to this whole sanctity of the Michigan game. That ship has sailed. The 10-year war's never coming back, Bo and Woody and all that. Don't tell me about the sanctity of some storied rivalry where you could play the team 3 times in a month-and-a-half period. And that's going to happen. That's going to happen. I mean, it's ridiculous, especially with the way now the Big Ten is, the top 2 teams. There's no divisions. There's nothing, So, I don't know. It's just a money grab. At this point, the Big Ten title game is nothing but a money grab. And nothing. Ask Georgia if they wish they would have played in the SEC title game. They got their quarterback hurt, right?
Ask Oregon, Dom. How do you think Oregon felt? So Oregon goes undefeated, then has to play Penn State in the Big Ten championship game. The reward for that is to get to play Ohio State in the Rose Bowl. Wait, what? Why are we playing them?
Yeah, I mean, none of it makes any sense. I mean, I mean, these guys are supposedly smart, right? But I just don't understand some of it.
It's just TV revenue, man. Like they got to they got to find some sort of TV. If they take it away, they have to replace it with something. And the only thing they can replace it with is if they go to 16 teams, and then those more games make the television partners happy. That's the only scenario I can see.
Well, that's I mean, obviously, if they go to 16. You're going to have that, and then once they get to 16, when's it going to be? We need to go to 24 or whatever. This is not going to end. I mean, you look at you think about how many teams get in the NCAA basketball tournament, and every year we hear people say it needs to expand.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
we do. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you can pretty much. It's going to be the blue bloods every year. I don't think there'll be any Cinderellas in football.
No.
This isn't basketball. Basketball, you can get away with it. But in football, it's going to be, one of the top 10 teams is going to win the national title every year. You know who they are.
There's a physicality to it that makes Cinderella impossible in my view. And I think you and I probably agree on that. What did you make of the reporting earlier this week that Tony Petitti, the Big Ten commissioner, wrote a letter to the NCAA saying Michigan has been punished enough. He talks today.
Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking either. I mean, look, what's the old saying? If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah.
They got busted. And, I mean, cheating is a part of all sports. I mean, the greatest coach in NFL history, he was pretty much doing something similar, wasn't he? Spying on practices?
Yeah,
Think about that. Mm-hmm. I mean, now the guys is with North Carolina, Belichick, greatest NFL coach, whatever. But, own it. You got caught. I mean, it was pretty intricate what they were doing. I think every school tries to look for an advantage and stealing signs. I mean, that's been part of every sport there is. Baseball, they try to steal signs, whatever. But where they took it was to a new level, and they got busted. Own it. If you want to end this stuff, but no, they're not going to, because the stakes are too high. But here's the bottom line: if you really want to get someone's attention, I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to take, thank God they're finally getting away from. They're going to ban these teams from playing, punishing kids that weren't even there. But if you really want to fine them $50 million and make them share the money with all the Big 10 teams.
Yeah,
that'd get in the world of NIL. That would get their attention.
Yeah,
$50 million's real money.
Hey, do I have this? Do I have this right that we are in the vicinity of your anniversary to the bride?
Yesterday was our 35th wedding anniversary.
Give me wedding day Dami. Wedding day Dami, 35 years ago. What's going through your head, buddy?
I'll give you the greatest line. This is true. My buddy Joey Vittorio. And so Joey owned Ricardo's, the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes up to me and he goes, "Here's the keys to the Cadillac. There's still time. Run for the hills." And my dad, Big Lou, goes, and I tell my wife, she rolls her eyes when I talk. He said, "No, Joey, let him get married. Everyone should be married. No one should be happy."
That's Big Lou?
That's Big Lou. Everyone should be married. So that's our joke. Everyone should be married. No one should be happy. I learned though that a happy wife is a happy life, and you know that, my friend. What is mine is hers, and hers is hers. I learned that real quick. And I also learned, because I was 31 when I went to the altar, that for the first 31 years of my life, I did everything wrong. I dressed wrong, I ate wrong, I slept wrong. And I'm sure that you were educated too, because you came from the high chaparral and you married on up. And look at where you're at. I mean,
I just couldn't do anything. How did I even get to that point?
I know, but as you call her, the blonde straightened your behind out, right or wrong.
Got it all sorted out.
But I will say this. It's been 35 years. It's been an adventure. I can't believe it's been 30. It's flown by. What's the old saying? Time flies when you're having fun, and it has been a blur. And the one thing I can say about Terry Tiberi is she's the toughest girl I know. She's been put through hell, and she is a fighter. You don't want to meet her in a dark alley, because she'll come out.
She is a top 5 human I've ever been involved with. Absolutely adore her and you. And some of my favorite memories ever is being at a bowl trip, especially one that had a casino like in New Orleans, and you looking out of the corner of your eye as she would head to the casino and going, "It's going to be a long day for Uncle Dami."
She loves it. And you know what the funny thing is? She never gambled a day in her life till she met me, and I created Frankenstein. I mean, she loves it. She absolutely loves it.
Yeah. Well, God bless you and her. Happy anniversary, brother. We'll do it again soon.
All right, brother. Love you. Talk to you.
All right, there he goes. The great Don Tiberi, Channel 10 on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Everyone should be married. No one should be happy. That's great. Absolutely great out of Big Lou. We'll get you 3 things on a Tuesday up next. Bishop and Friends right here on the Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit to keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall, and I want to talk to you about the roof over your head. You know that thing that protects your house and everything in it? It's pretty important, and a lot of you are going to have to replace it soon, but be warned. There are companies out there that skip over the biggest part of the process, the attic ventilation. You see, if that attic doesn't have proper circulation, it can cause problems such as mold and rot. You got rot. And not to mention leaks in the wintertime and higher AC bills in the summer. This is one of the reasons I'm telling you about my guys at Victor's Home Solutions. They start with a free 21-point roof inspection, including a thorough inspection of that attic as well. They know that if that ventilation isn't right, that roof's going to be built on a shaky foundation. That's why every Victor's roof comes with a well-thought-out attic ventilation plan, and that's why they can offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. Money-saving discounts and financing incentives are also available. Call for your free 21-point roof inspection and get that estimate today. 866-VICTORS or go to victors.com.
So we bought an actual shopping mall and put one of the largest Honda dealerships in the world inside of it. Hi, it's Steve Lindsay with Lindsay Honda. So it's big. We house about 150 to 200 cars indoors, lit, all unlocked, ready for you to be able to view and see. A fully tempered climate. Doesn't matter if it's raining outside, 10 below zero, super hot. There's real trees inside, and it's just a casual environment. And if you haven't seen it, it's really a cool story, not about its opulence. It's just a cool story to see what was a dilapidated old mall being reinvigorated into a pillar in the community that everybody benefits from.
This July at Lindsay Honda, our famous Cash for Clunkers is back during our Honda summer event. Get up to $3,500 minimum for your trade and use it for a down payment, negative equity, or keep the cash. Only at Lindsay Honda.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport, bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Polaris can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a HitTrax multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport at Polaris Fashion Place. Grand opening celebration August 15th through August 17th.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My AC stopped working. Your competition says it's fried. When I saw their cost to replace it, I could have just died.
We can give a second opinion, give you options and advice. We'll strive to earn your trust and make you a client for life.
Get a free second opinion, replace or repair.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Join Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week, but not OJ because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle in Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Finish your outdoor wood projects with Cabot Premium Wood Care products. Australian timber oil is an exterior stain that provides maximum penetration, durability, and water repellency, making it ideal for decks, siding, outdoor furniture, and more. Save big money on all Cabot Premium Wood Care products. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
If you say something with enough confidence, it must be true. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, what are we on the poll today, Reese?
A daily fan poll asks, do you believe that Trey Hendrickson, Shamar Stewart, both or neither, will be playing for the Bengals in their Week 1 matchup against the Browns? How fitting that we just addressed that. 35% of respondents to the daily fan poll say Trey Hendrickson will. 30% say both of them will. 27% say neither will. 6% say only Shamar Stewart will.
I think both.
Yeah.
I think if I have to say which one is most unlikely not to, I think it might be Hendrickson.
Yeah.
I think Stewart's going to, I know they were more contentious towards Stewart, but I think Stewart's will get done. And I think the Hendrickson thing, he could try to make a point and hang out for a month and maybe just not be ready for the opener. But I think they'll both be there by the time all is said and done. All right, time for three things on a Tuesday. Hit it, fellas.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3 things.
Sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina, Central Ohio's largest selection of new and pre-owned boats. Find your next dream boat at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
So number one for me, one of the things that I really appreciate about a lot of the modern hotels is an ability for you to watch your streaming service on their television. So you're not just relegated to whatever they have on the channels. You can watch whatever you want. And we had this over the weekend, and just 2 really long days. And by the time we got to Saturday night, we were kind of bouncing around looking for something. So I plugged into the Netflix and got it fired up and was kind of interested in laughing a little bit because it'd been that type of a day, especially all with the we make all of the soup from scratch, every bowl from scratch conversation, trying to get my brain past that. So we stumbled on some comedy and we watched one of the Sebastian Maniscalco specials. So my wife and I were watching it. He's probably the one comedian that consistently I laugh the hardest at, to the point of almost not being able to control. And I've seen the specials several times, so it's not like it's new stuff, but just the way he goes about it. It was amazing how the boys got in and they heard it and then they came in and his bits worked with them too. And for the most part, they're pretty kid safe. There's not too much to really worry about, especially in the later ones. But I've never heard my boys laugh that hard at a comedian before. So it was the first time that I'd watched a stand-up with him. I'm going to try Bergazzi with him next. That's going to be the next one we're going to try. But it's been kind of fun. So we've watched a new special, or a new to them special every day this week coming out of it. So I think we're going to do Nate Bergazzi tonight.
I think that'll be a hit. I'd love to see one or both of those guys live. My first thing of reference is Manti Te'o this morning on Good Morning Football. He'd said that he recently had a conversation with Florida man Trey Hendrickson, who instead of being at Bengals training camp posted a picture on his social media of him just being in Florida because he's going to be a camp holdout. And to your point earlier, Bo, about him probably taking this into the regular season, Te'o said that Hendrickson told him Cincinnati's latest offer and money guarantees were, quote, atrociously low. He used atrociously twice. So,
my first thing, I have said before how much of a fan I was of 80s and early 90s NBC Thursday night TV. And maybe my favorite of those was The Cosby Show. So it was pretty sad yesterday to find out that Malcolm Jamal Warner, who played Theo on The Cosby Show, died at the age of 54. He was vacationing with his family in, I believe it was Costa Rica, and ends up dying in a drowning accident. So very sad. I've been recently watching Suits, and he made an appearance in there as the prison psychiatrist or psychologist, whatever it was that he was in that show. And I think maybe one of the best scenes in television history was maybe the Monopoly scene with Cliff trying to teach Theo why it was important to get good grades in school and go to college. So Malcolm Jamal Warner dies way too young.
And that show probably the answer to the question of, if you would have told me as a kid in the 80s what would happen to all of the people on that show, I would have said no chance. No chance. That was, lots going on there. By the way, have you started Friday Night Lights?
I have not. I'm still reading. I'm reading the book right now. So
where are you at?
I'm about halfway through the book.
Okay.
So.
All right. Okay.
I'm really interested to see, after you read the book and then watch whichever the movie or the television show, how you feel about the book.
I was texting Bo about the book on vacation, so.
Yeah. I think they all work independently is awesome. And since we're up against it, that can be my number 2. I think that's the best example of an intellectual property that organically came out of a reporter just picking a town. And by the way, the finalists for the town he picked were Permian, Texas, where Odessa Permian is, the Permian Basin, where all the oil fields are, Massillon, Ohio, and Valdosta, Georgia. Those were the three that he was kind of choosing between. Ends up in Texas. I think it's the best use of intellectual property amongst television, book, and movie ever. I think it all holds up incredibly.
It would be hard to find another to top that.
And they're all independent, right, Reese?
Yeah. They're all pretty independent of each other.
Yeah, they really work on their own.
We had talked earlier in the show about Ryan Day picking a quarterback, or at least naming a starting quarterback, and whether or not he would make the announcement before Kevin Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns. And I had thrown out just an interesting point that maybe that Monday would be August 25th, the week of the Texas game. Ryan Day does it, and then Kevin Stefanski goes on a popular Cleveland Browns radio show, and he does the same thing. Would be the ideal situation. Well, Paul Keels texted me after that segment saying that Ryan Day's press conferences are on Tuesdays. Duh. And I looked at further, and in the last 2 years, Ryan Day's made the quarterback announcement on a Thursday. So this was September 12th of 2023. Ryan Day said it was Kyle McCord's job. This was after the first 2 weeks of the regular season, though, because it was that quarterback competition between McCord and Devin Brown went into the season. And then for the 2024 season, he announced Will Howard on August 15th. It was also a Thursday and about a week plus before that Akron game to start last season.
He did. There was 1 year at least, though, when he did the Monday pressers, Reese.
I don't doubt that, but recently it's been Tuesdays.
I'm not arguing with Big Daddy, but there was, because Tress was, or maybe Tress was always a Monday. There definitely was a Monday situation. Go ahead, Vic. Go ahead.
Second thing for me, are golf fights a thing? Because I feel like I see them every day now in my Twitter timeline, a new fight on the golf course. We saw the one a couple weeks ago where former NHLer Nick Tarnasky just wails on this drunk guy. And I mean, I've seen confrontations on the golf course, but I've never seen a fist fight. Is this just the world we live in now where someone hits into you and you're just going to start chucking knuckles? I mean, I don't know.
Play bad fast. That's the job. And that'll solve all of it. Play bad fast. That'll do it. We're up against it. No time for three. Roth and Ice coming up next. We are back tomorrow. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying ported. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain, and at Toyota West, we're having our biggest pre-owned sales event of the year. With over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're searching for. And during our Go Forth sales event, every pre-owned vehicle is discounted and comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty. At Toyota West, you don't have to choose between a great experience and a great price. We deliver both. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com.
Hey friends, Beamer here, and dropping just 25 pounds with Awaken 180 can actually give you 10 extra degrees of golf swing rotation. That's about a half a club longer, 6 to 10 extra yards on every swing, but from experience, lose 75 pounds like I did, and now we're talking next level distance, consistency, and even mood, especially on the back nine. And actually, every pound you drop takes 4 pounds of pressure off your knees. So I lost 300 pounds of pressure off of mine. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
It's
really been amazing. The amount of people that I've had contact me, and the talk is generally centered around QC Kinetics, and whether it's a knee, whether it's a back, a hip, shoulder.
He's always happy to talk about how QC Kinetics all-natural regenerative treatments finally gave him relief without surgery. That's former pro football player Bobby Carpenter.
My message to them is do not wait and push off a week, a month, whatever it is. So if you want to feel better this summer, now would be the time to get in. If you want to feel better in the fall, make sure that you're getting in here so you can go out and play golf and do the things that you love and enjoy.
Spoken by a man who experienced relief firsthand. QC Kinetics gave this former pro athlete back his mobility, his activity, and they'll do the same for you.
Has really helped me in just my general quality of life.
Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Upgrade your learning experience during Dell Technologies Back to School event with AI PCs like the Dell 14 Plus featuring an Intel Core Ultra processor starting at $749.99. Supercharge your studies with features like real-time notes transcription, AI accelerated hardware to run multiple apps without slowing down, extended battery life, and more. That's the power of new AI PCs with Intel inside. Discover a smarter way to learn at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid